this right here forever. I am just leaving a legacy. I am the one that they paid to see. Got something to say to me, say, you know I've been waiting so patiently. This is my legacy. Y'all don't believe me, then wait and see. Basically, I have been running things. You could just go on and take a seat. Yeah. Loving they hating me, put that on everything. Not on my level. You can't be the enemy. This is the plan that we showing them anyway. Hit up the lawyers and give them the NDA. Woo! This is the brand new. This is the brand new. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can't do. And there ain't no thing that you'll be taking from me. Man, that came from nothing. Made it something. Name is buzzing. Call me Ryan Gosling. Hey, gon' know that they gonna love me more when I'm gone or retired. The throne, the kind of things that I'm gonna be feeling like a god. Because this is forever. And there will be no surrender. Yeah. You know that this right here forever. No surrender. It's forever. You know this right here forever. No surrender. It's forever. You know this right here forever.
I'm bigger dead than alive. Bigger dead than alive. I'm bigger dead than alive. Dead than alive. Yeah. I'm bigger dead than alive. Bigger dead than alive. Really, I never been better. Legacy, this is forever. Really, I never been better. Legacy, this is forever. Really, I never been better. The legacy live on forever. Yeah, remember the legend and know that he never surrendered.
Because this is forever. And there will be no surrender. Yeah. You know that this right here forever. No surrender. It's forever. You know this right here forever. No surrender. It's forever. You know this right here forever. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah, it's all hard, ain't no fear here. You ain't giving this at all, you steer clear. Never beat, I've been down and I reappear. You got some money on the line, you better put it here. Rolling in and doing that work. Check priorities, I'm doing that first. Checks big and I'm sure that hurts. But it's checkmate, we ain't selling short, know the work. Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah, man, we coming for them bags that they said I couldn't have. Get the team. I got a vision for the things you ain't believe. And here's the motto: hard work, this over everything. It's that comeback. I'm calling plays, hit the pass, then the run back. Yeah, I'm far ahead and gotta run laps. But we ain't letting up, we never done that. Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah, I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah, on the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go. We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go. When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go off. When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go off. When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, 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 so go off, go
Welcome to forever, man. Let's go. Come on. This forever. No surrender. Yeah.
Afternoon, everyone. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? X as well. I'm still figuring out streaming on X. I haven't had one comment from you guys on the streams we've done so far. If anyone's watching on Twitter, comment or something. I'd like to see how it works, or even if it's worth doing. Elon's pushing us to upload content to that platform rather than link elsewhere, so we thought I'd give it a go. Well, hey. Whoopee. Thank you for the prime. Straight in there. Zach, I don't know why I bother with when all this game does is disappoint me. I'm secretly holding out for something good. Does it really just disappoint you though? I can understand the last few years have been a little bit rough, but come on, The Division's the best game we've ever played, right? That's why we love it so much. That's why we want more of it. That's why we're excited about today's stream. Brides, Jay. How you doing, Vedicon Rick? He's one good day. What are we expecting today? I'm probably over expecting like I always do. But as soon as they announced the stream today, I was why do a stream? Why? I always think why. We know they've been doing health updates. We know they've been changing the infrastructure of the game. Yannick mentioned something about they just had to do a lot of health work. They delayed all the seasons as well. What season are we in now? In year 5. They delayed all the seasons to enable this health work. Why the stream? What's there to announce today? So I've been thinking about it, and then Daria on Twitter today really like makes me even more hype by saying this is a special report you are not going to want to miss. So there's some information being shared today of what they've been doing, and I'm thinking health report, infrastructure, everything else they've said about the DLC coming, big changes coming in the DLC, PvP changes coming in the DLC, it'll all be then. There's new endgame, Seasons 2.0. I don't think it's going to be anything about that. It could be announcing when the DLC's landing. We could find that out today. We could find out if it's an expansion, if it's going to be paid. That could all be announced today, but I'm thinking more, what if they announce crossplay? Like, I know they've refused it in the past. They said they wouldn't be done. But what if Ubisoft at the minute are very big on every single game they're releasing is one account, multiple platforms. So, and that goes back to last year, I want to say. So now, as long as you got Ubisoft Connect account, like, for example, I've used it on Assassin's Creed recently. I've used it on The Crew recently. I can play on my Xbox. I can play on PC. I believe I can even play on PlayStation. And it's just a one account. And they're doing that with every game. And they are backdating games as well. And what if Ubisoft told Massive, we want to add the Division 2 to this? Because it's going to be going on for a few more years before the Division 3. Again, I could be over-expecting. But I guess that's my wish list right there for today's stream. More information of what's to come. And announce crossplay. Or cross-save. That'd be amazing. That'd be huge, in my opinion. But I don't know. I have no idea. We're going to stream it live, though. It goes live in about an hour, 20 minutes. So we're going to play a bit of Division 2. And we're then going to watch the stream and react to it live as we normally do. That's what we're going to do. They're streaming it live over on their Twitch. We're co-streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So that's today's stream. So I hope that answered your question. He's one. What's up, Shimei? Savvy6. Good afternoon. Hello. What's up, Ramon? Simba. Manny. Gnarly Raccoon. I hope they don't nerf weapon damage. I think there's going to be so many changes on the DLC. A few people might be shocked. I'm hoping for big overall myself. But I don't think nothing's going to change like this instant. McWayne, how are you doing, man? New raid, Imagine Hawker. Afternoon. Hello, Share. I didn't even know you could stream on X. It popped up on Streamlabs in an update last week. It said you can now co-stream to X. And I was like, no way. I know Elon's been pushing it. I thought, let's go with it. You know, cross-stream to Twitter, YouTube. More platforms, the better, I guess. And it's starting out on X. You never know. Chance to blow it up. Although, he's got to do a lot of work around it, and being honest with you. Like, if he wants it to be a streaming platform. Elon did a stream on Diablo 4 to test it. There you go. I answered your question, I think, Carl. Recruiter sneak peek, maybe. Next gen proper update, Imagine. Afternoon Paladin. Crossplay will be mental. We're not going to talk about the health of the game, Mercy. That's about it. We have no idea. It's a bit of a surprise stream. No one was expecting this. We will be getting new missions in the DLC, Paul. The DLC is going to be Brooklyn. New map, new story missions. Div 3 announced for March 2024. Imagine. Imagine. What's up, John? What have I got? Okay. Yeah, crossplay would be huge. That's my number one thing I want from this game. So many people want to play with me on different platforms. I got loads of friends on PlayStation that I deserted when I moved to PC. It would be such a good announcement if that was the case. Skill build nerf. Devs are buying the day before. Oh. I hope they start today's stream with, we are closing the studio. Just to take the piss. No, they won't. Imagine. Mods on max. I still got a bit of a cough. I'm going to cough a lot during this stream. I do apologize. I'm sure it's a balance to gear, power creep, etc. Maybe change to unused, underpowered talents nobody uses would be my guess. So I don't know whether they're going to be talking about that today. Hey, what's up? I'm a Fazil. I think that's going to be... Surely I have to stream down the line when they're going to announce the DLC. Because we've still got Season 3 to do, right? Season 3's up next. We haven't even finished Season 2 yet. And then the DLC comes at the end of Season 3. So I believe the DLC is going to be spoken about in the future. I don't think that's going to be today. I could be wrong, though. If that's what they do, hello, I'll be a little pissed. Like, don't hype it like this. They really don't dare. If people still think PC players have an advantage, they don't. I played console and PC, and if you're good on either, you'll fare well in crossplay. It's a bit of a myth at this point. Maybe years and years ago they definitely had an advantage, but with the I'd say the console has a very good. Each have their advantages. Crossplay, console has the advantages in aim assist. Aim assist is the best it has ever been, ever. Keyboard and mouse has its advantages, and they both have their disadvantages, you know? For example, close quarters on keyboard and mouse is much more difficult to manage than close quarters on controller. So, I don't think that's the case anymore. In my opinion, after playing both, I'm personally still better on controller than I am keyboard and mouse. They're releasing a prequel. PC has the advantage of cheating. You can't argue that. Definitely more cheaters on PC. More applications you can use too cheap. Hydrate. Thank you, Bradley. Can't argue that, Gio. Although console has its fair share of cheats as well. Right? Like, come on, the Cronus Max is the worst thing invented. Like, they're not innocent. Console ain't innocent. But yeah. Travis, thanks for the sub. With the Prime we've just had on Twitch as well, we had 9 memberships off a 24-hour stream, chat. We unlocked that today. Need 9 more memberships, 9 more gifts. And we got some time still, though. It doesn't have to be today. We're going to do... I'm thinking it's going to be the weekend between Christmas and New Year. If we can get them in. We're going to do a 24-hour stream of the Division Mod Science. Can't wait to announce it all. Cheating in gaming is... It's a terrible thing that they can't tackle. Like, how do you tackle that? I'm playing a lot of Call of Duty recently, and... Like, I don't bump into cheaters that often, but there was one game. It was pathetic. Like, this guy, like, in Call of Duty, the bullet penetration as well. He's obviously using wall hacks. He's just shooting people for walls and everything. Because you can see the outline of the player on the wall hack. But how do you counter this, you know? It's, hopefully one day. Hopefully one day there's some counter to cheating, but there's always then another counter. Like, they get somewhere with cheating, and then there's something else that's created, new scripts created, and people are cheating again. It's just... awful. Ah, there we go, Rick. Thank you. Boom. 24-hour stream. You're a legend, Rick. $1,001 So every 1,000 gifts and members, we do a 24-hour stream. We have unlocked the next one. Let's go. We'll announce it in the week. I look forward to it. We'll get it in this month. Maybe do a little bit of a Christmas giveaway. I think someone wanted to donate some money for a giveaway. I'll get in touch. We'll see what we can do. Welcome all new members. Rick just granted himself another 24-hour stream team spot. Of course. It is yours, Rick, if you want it. Click on join, Hulk. If you want to support that way, you don't need to. Helps me keep doing this full time. It's not a necessity. We're going to do this anyway. But yeah, you click join. It's $5 a month. I know. I would not. I'll be absolutely upfront with you. We haven't planned any giveaways this year. We normally do Agent Santa. I've spoke about it a few months back. Well, a few weeks back. We had to like cancel our wedding recently because of finance and funds and tax bill that was unexpected and stuff like that. Like, I had nothing to give. But I did have a message of somebody that did want to donate for a giveaway. So I will speak with them if they still want to do that. We could arrange a few giveaways on that 24-hour stream for sure. Some gift cards or something. Giveaway equals a date with Rick. I want a date with Rick. Afternoon, Matty. I'm looking forward to the special announcement. I do have the Twitch channel ready to go on the other screen. I'll keep refreshing, but they're not going to go live for another hour or more. Might play some countdown quickly. At about an hour and 10 minutes, I think. See what we could do. Hello. We will see what we can do. Oh, Hulk, I have no idea then. Are you using Apple by any chance? I think Apple has an issue with the join button. I think you got to go through the link. I'll share the link if you want to do it, but again, no worries if you can't. Oh, it's not letting me copy it. Let's do that. Click on the pinned comment. It's linked in the pinned comment. Well, at the top of the video description, stream description, there's a link to it. I think that works through Apple. Well, Apple is Apple. I'm just guessing that. I know there used to be a problem with Apple and the join button. Okay. Let's go do some countdown. We got to kill an hour. I think, let's see if we can get protection from Elite Mod at 13%. But, about an hour we got. Chat, about an hour. We'll be live again later as well, with hopefully finishing off our Avatar Frontiers of Pandora playthrough tonight. I appreciate those that have jumped in. It is not the best game to watch at all, although some have been enjoying it. Last night was the best so far. It was really good last night. We are at the final stages of that game. And we'll move back to the Division streams. I think it's going to be PvP as far as expertise leveling goes and possibly skills being overused, but I guess we'll see. I think that's a good shout, Travis, because there's been discussion for a long time about expertise and even watch level being removed from PvP, so I think you could be onto something there. Maybe it is about that.
Agent requesting backup.
Fortnite Lego, is it any good? Everyone was expecting like a Lego Battle Royale, but it's more a Minecraft game, right?
You have joined a
Oh, Div 3 will definitely come. I wouldn't worry about that. It's going to be no day before with Div 3. I think that's been a guarantee for years. The Division is such a successful franchise for Ubisoft. It would have been absolutely stupid not to cash in on more of it. So they've had their Avatar project. They're currently on the Star Wars project. And as soon as that's done, they're on the Division 3 project. The only thing I want to see them do, and I really hope they do, I think the Division deserves its own team that doesn't get touched. Make it the live service game that it deserves to be. Have a dedicated team to it that continuously works on it and have a 10-year plan. Not just a 2-year plan. And if you have any other games that you want to make, create a team for it. Don't touch the div team. They're busy maintaining the best game in the world.
An agent has gone offline.
Savvy, I've had PlayStation, I got 4. Hello will tell you how many Hello has got. PC, I've got 0. But this is what the 24-hour stream's all about. Division 2 mod science. How many max mods can we get to drop? Which are the most common? Which are the most uncommon? And can we prove that the 13% protection from Elite mod being the rarest piece on the game is a myth?
Another agent is now group leader.
It's got your Ikran on Avatar. It is. It's such a great game. It's growing on me the more I play it, Rick. I'm really, like, last night I was like, yeah. I was giving it like a 6 out of 10 in my head because I'm going to do a review on it. I was like, it's about a 6 out of 10 game this. Last night it jumped up to 7. I guess it's probably where it's got to finish as well, to be honest with you. I need to put mods on. We want to get some gear system mods. See if we can get them to drop. Oh, why are they leaving?
Reactor unstable. Emergency lockdown protocols activated.
We're not going to complete it with 2 of us, or are we, Black Moon? Are we going? I'll try and 2-man this.
An agent has reconnected.
Let's do it.
You are now group leader.
No, he's quitting. Okay. I ain't soloing it. What's up, Milk? Yeah, the one we did last night. Just more of that was needed in the game. There might still be more of it to come. We've got a third of the game left to do. Hope to get through most of it tonight, but last night was real good. Excited, Family Cloud Gaming, me too. Daria hyped it up today and now I'm expecting something like real big. I don't know. Stash space, that's a definite no.
Invite to another agent's group. Receive.
And the reason why I say it's a definite no, Yannick has discussed that, and it's all about it'll just cause too much problems with the server load and stuff. The only Twitter speculation today, well, not speculation, no Milk, but Daria did put a tweet out, and she said, I might get the words a little bit mixed up, but she said it's going to be a very special report that you are not going to want to miss. Gear Mod Library agreed. Hey, morning Adam. There is 2-story DLC to come as well, Rick, that is true. I think it's still bugged. People still it used to be bugged. And when it used to happen like this, you got this screen and you loaded in all together and it didn't start. You did have to quit and you got the text on the bottom right like that.
Looks like they've triggered the
So some people still think it's broken when that happens, but it's not no more. When that happens, you just gotta wait a few seconds and it works.
Safeguards and restart the reactor.
Well, President, you are wrong. We've already had a DLC confirmed. We're going to Brooklyn. Brand new story, brand new map.
System curtailed.
so
Activated. 15 minutes lockdown.
that's confirmed. Division 2 going free to play. I do think that's a move they need to do. Destiny did that, and I think that'd be a great move, especially if they were moving to the more full-on live service game. Why not give everything free up to now, just to get more people playing it, and then you got more people buying your expansion? It'd be a pretty decent move, I think. Hey, what's up, Meow? Morning, Red Devil. The countdown glitched and you would not be able to get the buff crates. That sucks. There are still a few bugs in this mode, right? You still have the crash as well when you open that final chest. Hey, what's up, Nerd with Slag? Swag. I said that wrong. Jeez. I think I'd like them to remaster the Division 1. We know it's all to do about the health updates they've been doing. So the health for the game, the infrastructure of the game. So they're gonna be explaining what they've been doing about that. But it's why I'm guessing we're gonna figure out today. I do think you're on point with maybe the PvP adjustments and what did you say before? I don't know. No one knows. We'll find out in about an hour's time, no?
System malfunctioning.
So how many of you bought the day before?
System.
I am. Striker, Ouroboros build.
System reactivated.
I don't know. I think I'd have to charge for it. Like, I'd pay for a remaster of the Division 1 for sure. It's gotta take a lot of effort to bring that out. Like, time is money, right? You can't put all in that time to bring a remaster of Division 1 out for, like, no money. That's just... doesn't make no sense for them. I don't think it'll even happen. It's been a lot of talk about it, though. Like, so many games get remastered, and the Division 1 is a classic. Like, it'd be a great remaster, I think. Imagine it on the current engine. With the Division 2 sort of feel, no recoil. It would be brilliant. I'd certainly smash it. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a full price game. I don't think they are unless they're the Last of Us remasters. See, that takes the piss. They're already doing the Last of Us 2 remaster, aren't they? Bugs are just part of this game, President. I think bugs are just part of loads of games nowadays. Bought the day before and returned the day after. I would have bought that as well if Avatar wasn't out. I was looking forward to Avatar. So it came out on the same day. I thought I'll play Avatar, might get on the day before or afterwards, and then 4 days later the company closes. I was so hyped for that game. Did a video about it today, just the timeline of events of the day before. It's... what a mess. Kind of feeling it for the developers though. A lot of people are calling scam and all that, but...
10 minutes.
the more I look into it, and the more I was looking into it today, I do think it's a game they truly wanted to work, and I think they probably wasn't expecting the hype that initial announcement trailer brought, and then they kind of went with it and bit off far more than they could chew. And the early access obviously came out and was dreadful. One of the worst rated games or reviewed games in Steam's history. They were just like, oh, we're done. There's no comeback from this.
Serious trauma detected.
So it's good that they've waived their 2-day policy. No, 2-hour policy is it on Steam? If you've
High value target.
played the game for over 2 hours, you can't normally get a refund, but they've waived that.
Assault turret.
And everybody's entitled to the refund.
High risk target approaching.
I think the refund to players was very, very important. If there was no way of getting that refund, then I'd have been like, yeah, 100% scam. A remake over a remaster. I feel, yeah, I don't think we're getting any of that with the Division 3 on the cards. And more so, I think a remake would be even more unlikely because how much more resources I'd need, but yeah,
Secure.
maybe one day better, Con.
Agent, you should be able to access the reactor.
I love survival. I agree with that, President. I agree with that. Survival's the best mode Division has ever had, but we do have Heartland coming. I'm very excited for Heartland, and I think that's going to... It's not survival, but it's that sort of intensity... Intense gameplay you want is what it's going to be giving you. And I think Heartland has a ton of potential. Very early today, final call. We've got to cover this stream. It's in 50 minutes time. Oh, Durette, thank you for your Prime as well. 12 new memberships today already. 24-hour stream unlocked. Thank you. There will be plenty who don't chase the refund. I know. And that's where the argument about a scam carries on. Because,
Agent, you've reached
you know,
the reactor. I need you to
not
get
many
back
will
online.
chase that refund, which means they still make a lot of money. But they have stated in multiple statements the last few days they are making $0 from the day before sales. It'd be interesting to have an interview with them, you know? Hell, I might reach out. Let's chat. What went on? Come on, give us all the details. What the hell went on? It'd be interesting to have full-on statements and... No, yeah, I want to hear the full story. What's up, Agent Ghost? I know, it sounds so dodgy, doesn't it? They started removing videos on YouTube. They've removed details on the... apparently removing details on the internet stating it was going to be an MMO. Like, it's... You can't argue. It seems fishy as hell. You may have reached out to an admin. Oh, Pony. You're like the Discord admin I always dreamed about. Thank you. Let me know. Me and you should interview him to fuck.
Get the reactor back online.
Maybe here's a super special report. I doubt it. I don't think that's got anything to do with the Division 2 health update. But imagine. Got a mobile game as well, right? But again, I don't think they would be talking about that today. Oh, what's up, Kenny? Yeah, 3:30 PM UK. Sorry, I missed your message there. Yeah, I think it is. Have I got my time conversions right, chat? 4:30 Central Eastern. Central European rather is
Now you just need to restart the reactor.
3:30 UK. I'm not wrong, am I? It's not like 2:30. I've completely missed the stream already. Nah, they're still not live.
Your drone detected.
Oh.
Hostile volunteer drone.
Give me a second, that's... I got my time conversion wrong once on one of these streams and we were waiting like an extra hour. I was hoping snow for this winter event this year. I always hope too much.
Reactor online.
Checking info about Heartland right now. I don't think any more info is due until next year from the last piece of information, I think. They got a lot of closed betas going on, though. They spent so much time on that game. If they don't get it right, I'm going to be so gutted. I think they will, though. I can't wait for it. The mobile game I'm concerned about. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but I know what mobile gaming's like, and it's all going to be based on how they microtransaction it, which is the same as Heartland, but free-to-play games on console and PC aren't that bad. You know, Battle Pass, cosmetics, it's pretty reasonable. Mobiles, though, oh my, that's no reason whatsoever to spend the amount of money they want you to spend on mobile. I don't want them to go down that path, but we'll see. If they don't get it right, refer to the day before. I don't think it'd be that bad. I think they'll give it more than 4 days, but you're 100% right, Lurch. They've done it with, well, Ubisoft. I've done it with a recent mobile game. I say recent. They released Tom Clancy's Elite Squad a year or so ago. And it failed, it flopped, and they did just cancel it. But they gave it a good year. But yeah, you're right. If Heartland doesn't work, they're not gonna keep at it. It will die. Especially being a free-to-play game, they can't just waste money. So I'd say it's got a year to do well, I guess. And if it does real well, then the potential's huge. At the end of the day, they need to make money from it, so... And if people enjoy your game, you're willing to spend money, aren't you? You'll buy that battle pass, you'll buy those cosmetics, you'll keep playing the game, more people will play it. Oh.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Helo is ready when you are. Shoot a flare to signal Taurus.
Hey, what's up, Drop Heaven?
System reactivated. An agent needs assistance.
I have a... I think Hello's going to saw you. I do have a beginner's guide on the channel. And may be useful for you. I guess if you just finished the game, the main part of it is now is just farming the builds for the end game content. Your end game content is raids, legendaries, incursion. So there's loads of like raid build guides, legendary builds, incursion builds online with strategies and that. But the most important thing, you're gonna need a team for all of that. It's not something you could do solo. So I highly recommend being in our Discord if you want help with all that stuff. And there'll be lots of people to advise you on builds and stuff you need to farm for. Zero, about 45 minutes away. A couple of games of this and we'll jump over to Twitch. Yeah, countdown, what I'm doing now is the mode you want to play to farm your builds. So easy. Ah, thank you, Red Devil, for your prime. I just spotted that. Appreciate it. It's 10:30 a.m. Eastern, I believe, in the US. When am I doing Xbox next on Iron Horse? There's zero plans for that, unfortunately. Same with PlayStation. I'm sticking to PC for now. But hey, if they announce crossplay today, who knows? Yeah, we have clans across all platforms. 50 plus, in fact.
Let's get you home, Agent.
It would. Someone was arguing with me once saying, no one's requesting crossplay, it's just you YouTubers. You ain't been a member of our community then. There's thousands of people requesting crossplay. Milk, I was so tempted. I'm not gonna lie. If I had the money, I would have purchased it and just played it anyway. One for the hits. But they've took it off Steam. You can't buy it anymore.
You have been promoted to group leader.
I agree with Hello. An all red DPS build, skill build, tank build, healer build as well, would you say, Hello? Healer, tank, DPS, skill. They're your 4 main, I'd say. What's a Misty? No, PC2, bless. I do crossplay all the time. Do you mean through Steam and... So you have crossplay between Steam and Ubi, right? Just stretch, Brad. I'd have to disagree with you there, Alex. Healing is definitely not fun. You're a special kind of agent and very much appreciated.
Safe area detected.
Alright, did we get lucky? I don't think we did. Getting a max mod's hard enough. I think when we do the 24-hour Division mod science stream, we will obviously play on heroic to have the higher loot drops, but nada, nothing. Don't even think there's anything else I'm looking for, so I'm good. Hey, what's up, Jug? They announced it yesterday, Simon. I'll show you what they posted now and what Daria posted today. Let me just sort this out. And why I'm excited is just... I'll explain. Let's, let's get the Twitter up. Alright. Screen will just go black while this switches over from game. Okay, so Daria is the community developer for the Division. What the Division tweeted yesterday was just this. Join us tomorrow, December 12th, as we go live to introduce Project Resolve, a big health update that the Division 2 has been working on. And we know they've been working on the health of the game. Yannick and a few others have said this. I think the whole of Season 2 had like a delay put onto each... no, the whole of Year 5 had a delay put onto each season so they could implement some health changes, right? So we knew this was a thing, but I was like, well, why the stream? What's there to announce? Sure, there's something to announce if you're going to do a stream about it. And then Daria posted this today, a very special report you don't want to miss. So that's going to be very excited. Like, what don't we want to miss? So she teased a little bit more. Any PvP changes? Watch to find out. Wink. Oof. Maybe they are going to discuss the changes that are coming. You sure? Wink. Morton also posted. So Morton, Yannick posted as well. We have a lot to discuss. Join us tomorrow. And Morton, who used to work for the Division, he said he was very excited for this announcement. They've been putting a lot of work into it or something like that. He was a part of the team. He knows what's going on. So, a little bit hyped for it. Like, completely out of the blue. They normally do these sort of streams when... they're announcing, like, the upcoming season, what to expect, things like that. So you normally do these sort of streams when they got a lot of news to share. It's like the new way of doing state of the game. So, 100% there's some news being shared today, right? Specialization rework they've discussed. So that whole specialization revamp got scrapped, and in the new seasons 2.0, new endgame, specializations are going to be worked on, but there's so many more changes than just that. It's basically what they said. Oh, there you go, TFL, thank you. St. Martin's the GOAT. Always trust Martin. Agreed. Why have they announced that New York expansion's cancelled? I hope they start with that. I wouldn't be able to help myself. If I was in their shoes today, that's the first thing I'd go live with after yesterday's day before shenanigans. It'd be, Brooklyn's cancelled. We're sorry, we're closing down the studio. But I think they can't take the piss out of other developers like that. That's unfair. Aaron Keener's coming back. I think there's a shout for that. I think there's some story they could do to make Aaron Keener come back. And I think it's evolved around Sokolova creating Isaac. And Isaac actually being used against us. Which would mean Keener was never dead when Isaac said he was. It's not too far, Starry Eyes. We've got 40 minutes. I'm going to run another countdown or two. And we'll switch over to... I do have the Twitch up on my other screen. I keep refreshing. They normally start a little bit sooner. And they have their own countdown. We're not going to miss it, though. Yes, we'll be watching it here. I will shut up when it's live as well. I know people like doing the live reaction. I don't want to talk over it. I'll remove all my overlay. I'll let you guys watch it in full and we'll discuss it afterwards. Isaac is the recruiter. There we go. I'm going to do a recruiter video soon. Someone sent me a good DM the other day which made a lot of sense. Right.
You have received an invite to another
Spiky Dave, we are pleased to announce the acquisition of Fantastic as new developers at Division 3.
You have joined a group.
Do you know what the day before has done? It's shown the thirst for that sort of game. Yeah. A third-person survival game or third-person extraction shooter game. It's shown the thirst for that. There's a lot of attention around that sort of game. Heartland is going to be that sort of game. There's also a couple of other games out there right now that are trying to get off the back of this day before nonsense. I forgot what one was called. But people want this sort of game. They really do. And a game like this in the Division world, I think that's what they want. They don't want this fantasy shit. They want a Division-themed world. Something more realistic than zombies, you know?
Not sure what they're trying to do with a nuclear reactor, but they've triggered the safety protocols.
The only human one. Yes, Pony, that's the one. Yeah, you couldn't vault or anything, could you? Morning, Killer Vic. Hydrate, thank you.
Reactor unstable. Emergency lockdown protocols activated. 15 minutes lockdown.
Ah, can you not link your videos? Hello. What if I make you a mod? I have like protection on spam and shit, but if I... Oh, I can't do it through there. How do I make you a mod? Try now. Mods can link. "35 minutes. They'll have their own countdown, so probably 45 minutes.
Shade tech detected. Rogue sniper turret detected. Hostile sniper turret detected. Rogue incinerator turret detected. Hostile incinerator turret detected. Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected. Incoming. High risk hostile.
Hello does have a blue wrench now.
Area secure.
Got to keep a close eye on her though, Simba. Oh, it's a sick gun, Atom. It is a sick gun. The hype was based off the original trailer. It's so true. It's... Hype sells. And this is where I feel sorry for the studio, I guess. I don't know whether they expected that amount of hype when they first put that trailer out. And the amount of attention it got, I think it turned it into a lot more than what they thought it was. And they're a very small company. If you look at the games that they've covered in the past, they've not really covered anything AAA. They've let go of early release games before. This was a huge task of what was asked of them to deliver. And I do think they just bit off far more they could chew, and they handled it really, really badly. They made some bad decisions. I know people are saying scam, 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 but I don't. I think it's a bit more than that. Oh, glad you like it. It's what it's all about. Well, the Warcraft was down to its trailer. Yeah, it's like the Division was down to its trailer. Let's speak about the Division. Like, who remembers that trailer for the Division 1? The game came out and it was nothing like it, right? There's a lot of uproar about that. You know, bit different, you know. The Division 1 became a very successful game. We had a sequel. We have another sequel coming. There's a spin-off games coming. There's a, you know, it's a huge franchise now. But originally, the Division 1 got a lot of hype around the original trailer, which kind of oversold the game, I want to say. I think that's fair to say.
High-risk target detected.
I remember being very interested in the Division after that first trailer. It's like, what is this? This looks incredible. And I thought I'd wait for reviews like I normally do. And the reviews were terrible when it first came out. I thought, glad I didn't get that. But they turned it around big time.
Agent, you should be able to access that experimental lab now.
That's what they should have done, right, Starry? If it was a bit too much, they should have... They should have tapered the expectations. They really should have been like, oh, whoa, whoa, this is not what you guys are expecting. We are not that sort of company. There's no way we can produce that. and that would have been the right move. But then put yourself in their shoes. Could it have been an opportunity to really do something amazing? It's a hard one. But yeah, I was thinking that.
Agent, you've reached the lab. I need you to stabilize the reactor.
Mobile game for The Division's very good. I've played a lot of it. It is very good. And my only worry is microtransactions and how they're going to do that. I played a few mobile games recently and in the past, and some games want you to spend like upwards of £20 to £40 a month just to play them. And if they go down that route, I'm not going to be interested. Happy to spend around a tenner a month as a necessity. 20 quid if I want to. But like I was playing one game recently that unless you were spending £40, £50 a month on it, it was pointless playing. And that I don't want that. Evil starts in 30 minutes, there or thereabouts.
Nice work on the valve. Now, I need you to expose the reactor's core.
It did. The Division broke records for Ubisoft. It did have a very bad start, though. It had a very bad start. I think, like, if you look at the, like, player drop-off statistics and that. But they turned it around. They turned it around that much that I believe the Division 2 again broke records for Ubisoft. I remember back when The Division came out, there's loads of those videos going about, this is what they promised us, this is what we got. Based on that trailer they did. But no, the Division one was really hyped. Hence the sales. I think it broke records in the UK for the amount of sales for a game in the first week, I want to say.
System restored.
Idle Hero, do you mean Hero Wars? That's the exact game I was playing. I was quite hooked to it. What's up? I am not sure they could pull off someone playing and then iPad drone flying around, scouting. Yeah, I think they had a lot of, like, it wasn't a gameplay trailer. That's what we need to remember. It wasn't a gameplay trailer. It was a trailer. But yeah, that's the trailer I was on about. $75% of the player base in the first month. Yeah, it was a big drop off. They recovered though. I'm not comparing it to the day before, but like, what I'm saying, a lot of hype is built by these trailers, right? So much hype, in fact, that you can generate millions and millions of sales. And that's where people are calling the day before a scam, because they're saying that's what they did, but I'm not sure whether that was their intention. Yeah, Watch Dogs is another prime example. They do deliver in the end though, Ubisoft, don't they? Well, normally. I'm not sure about Watch Dogs. But I enjoyed Watch Dogs, to be honest with you, after the game-breaking bug got fixed. But the Division delivered in the end. Division 1 became a standout game. We all absolutely love it. And Division 2 is too. Was this the last one? It was, so I got some loot inside. I love Ubisoft games too. They're rated as one of the worst game developers, but at the same time they're rated as one of the best. Ubisoft's a weird sort of... They release so many games, don't they? I think with the amount of games Ubisoft cover and release, they deserve some credit for how well they do them in a way. But yeah, I'm what have I done here? I own Ubisoft Plus. I get all the Ubisoft games for free now because there's that many I want to play.
Hunters incoming.
Same, I think Division 3 needs to be a true live service game. We said this at the start of the stream. Dedicated team that's allowed to just work on the Division 3, have a 10-year plan. Kind of like Bungie and Destiny 2, that sort of model. And leave them alone. Any new projects, hire for them. Don't strip the Division team down and just... Fingers crossed, I guess. What's up, 50? I came in way late to Division as well. I came into the Division when I got to Endgame. And they literally put out an update a couple of days later where they introduced loadouts. I think it was title update 6, I want to say. That's how late I was to the game. I just came into the time for loadouts. I remember going to Raddy, how was loadouts not a thing before today? People have been playing this game for a while and they've never had loadouts. It is incredible. I came at the right time, because then after that we had... I got into survival right away, I love that. But then after that we had the classified gear that came out, and global events were a thing, Rogue 2.0 became a thing. It was such a good game. Perfect time to get into it. Oh, another prime from Coreflow. Thank you. Yeah, the horde mode on the Pier Resistance. That was a great mode. That came as well afterwards. The whole new Pier side of the map, that was all new. Entirely new, wasn't it? You couldn't access that before that came out. What's up, Bacon? Oh, are we all doing the bell, are we?
We see you. Helo inbound on your location.
I think the Division 3 will break records for Ubisoft again. I really do. It's the build-up that matters now, which they know, which is why they're extending the Division 2 and they've got a nice thorough plan for the Division 2. They had a good close-off for the Division 1 leading into Division 2, and they're going to do the same for 3. They're going to have a great close-off for the Division 2 leading into the Division 3. Get people back in, get people hooked to the game, announce the Division 3, and... properly. I know it's been announced, but... What's up, Drew? We have no idea. Genuinely have no idea.
I'm impressed. Pretty sure we're gonna lose the
Well,
power plant.
we know it's about the health update. They've spoke about the health of the game they've been working on, which is why all the seasons were delayed in year 5. So speaking about that. But to do a stream about it,
Another agent is now group leader.
and the teasers they're doing, they've got something to share. Oh, thank you, Starry, for the membership on YouTube as well. Thank you. I'm secretly hoping that they announce crossplay today, even though they've said they wouldn't be able to do that in the past. I think that would be huge for the game. A lot of people are expecting PvP changes and adjustments to be discussed. People are expecting some changes and adjustments for the DLC to be discussed. But we have no idea. I agree. They probably do that for the Division 3 though, right? Ah, so you're a lurker, Starry. Thing is, you lurkers are unsung heroes. Thank you. Yeah, it would be awesome. I think crossplay is the biggest thing they could announce right now. And I always have high expectations. It's not going to be that, but we can hope until they announce whatever they're announcing. Crossplay solves so many of my headaches on the Division 2 right now. The people I want to play with and different platforms I want to help with. Hey, doing Eagle Star. I missed the notification before. I'm so sorry. I remember it popped up now. Thank you for 9 months of support, bro. Did you rush the call? Get off the phone. I'm busy. PC hackers don't ruin it. I promise you. Number one thing from console. I am a console gamer. I have been console most of my life. And it's not that bad. There's cheating and hacking going on all the time. Just on console, you're probably running around with people that are using Cronus Max, you know? It's a thing in gaming across the board. I know there's more cheating on PC for sure, but... Nah, you're forgetting as well. I believe you can turn crossplay off on matchmaking. On any crossplay game, there's always an option to turn crossplay off. But, yeah. It's not that bad. I know. That's why I miss playing with the poultry department. When they spoke about it in the past, there was something about the server and the risk of doing it. Apparently, they'd have to move us all onto new servers. Or something like that, was it? I think, hello, you explained it well the other week. I think it was you. It was a solid no. When they did address it a year or so back, and it was a solid no. The only thing that I argue against that still being a solid no is that a year or so back, the biggest thing to be coming to Division 2 was the specialization revamp. And that's all changed. Plans have changed. And things can change. So something that might have been a solid no 2 years ago might not be a solid no now. And Ubisoft are really pushing cross-play and cross-save, so... I don't think it's too far-fetched, but I would be very, very surprised if they did it for the Division 2. In all honesty, it'd probably be having to wait to the Division 3 for cross-play, which will 100% be cross-play because of what Ubisoft are doing now. Every game Ubisoft releases cross-play and cross-save across Ubisoft Connect, so... Future for sure. The Division 2, I think it's a pipe dream, but I can hope. We can hope. Right, I think I've sorted through everything. The databases, all of them are separate. They said they can't merge it. Yeah. I once asked them to move my PlayStation account to PC as well, and they said they couldn't do it. So I do think it's a no. But who knows? They find a way of doing it. To see one of the anti-hacks on the new Warzone, if it detects a cheater when they chuck you out in the parachute, it doesn't open, so you automatically fall to your death. I did not see that, no. What a panicky. That's the other thing with PC though, right? Yeah, there's more cheating, but there's more cheating prevention software as well to catch these. I want to swear at them, but yeah, to catch these people. Maybe they have been cooking Cross. Maybe they have. No game sound. Oh, low. Yeah, there should be game sound. What's up, Mew? What's up, Queenie? Would they have changed their mind, though? Would they have took that risk? Because you can't just back up everything, right? You can say, right, we're going to back up everything. We're going to try and implement it. If things go wrong, we'll have to recover the backup. Yeah, the game sound very low on the Division, to be fair. Where are we at? It'll be fine when we do the stream, don't worry. This is just a master volume I have at 50. We'll up it a little bit. An anticlimactic update, probably. But I don't know, Drew. I don't know. Why would you hype it? We're going to end this here, actually, because we've only got 15 minutes, so let's quit the game. OBS levels are fine. I keep going to this tweet, but it is what... It is a bit of... a very special report you don't want to miss. Would you hype something if it was going to be anticlimactic? Would you? I don't know. I don't know. Yannick posted as well. I don't think it's going to show it as a related post. Oh, no, not that one. My bad. That one. I think it showed Yannick's post in here before. It's not showing it this time. It's promoted post. But yeah, Yannick shared it as well. Morton even got a post out. This is where we're going to be watching it now. It's going to be on their Twitch channel. Obviously, if you want to watch it direct, we will link you to their direct channel. We're just co-streaming it. You don't need to go there, though. You can stay here. But, it says they're live now. Let's refresh. There we go. Project special report. 14 minutes to go. And we should have good sound. Let me know what it sounds like. I'll put that to max. And if it goes too loud... yeah, we'll leave that muted for now. Sounds great. Awesome. I'm going to switch scene as well. So this is my recording scene. I'll have my cam on for a minute. It just means that when it goes live, everything will be removed for you. And you can just watch this. How I like to do these, I know it's sometimes fun to kind of react as it goes, but I want to watch it myself, and I know you guys want to watch it, so I will just mute myself. We'll watch it together. I'll talk with you in chat as if we're watching it together, like a watch party, and then afterwards we'll discuss it. So I'm not talking over them or anything like that. We don't miss anything. I also want to take some notes as well to do a quick video afterwards. wonder if Julian is going to show his face today. I doubt it. He's still... You imagine, I don't know. I doubt it, though. Seems a very professional guy, and I think he'll be fully committed to Star Wars project right now. However, it wouldn't harm, I guess, if he did. I don't think today's about the Division 3. True, Sty. Very true. You're still stuck on Modern Warfare 3, Queenie. I've not played that for over a week now. We got Zombies Act 3 done. Ready for Act 4. I've not touched it. PvP? A lot of people are saying that. I think the wink to one of the comments as well points to that. Maybe it is just more information about DLC today. Maybe they talk about the health changes and then they talk about the DLC, because they do need to announce the DLC at some point. They've let us know a DLC is coming. They let us know Brooklyn's coming. But we've had no other news. So could we have the announcement of the expansion today? And, you know, it's going to be a paid expansion and things like that. What to expect. Because obviously these health changes have been done with the DLC in mind for sure. Oh, another membership by Misty. Thank you. So many today. Appreciate it. Oh, Mew, don't you worry. I'm forever rusty. Mackie made a very good point the other day. I unfortunately don't get the time to just sit on one game and get into it. So he was complimenting me actually because I was having some very good games. And he was like, I don't give myself enough credit. You have some very good games. You're playing this game, that game, and every game. And it's always the way. So I'm where I'm at. But I know Mackie, Milk, and Raddy. They got us covered, Mew. They got us covered. It's going to be January. I wanted to fit it in December, Mew, but it's not going to happen in December. I haven't got a free week. And my only free weekend has now just been took up by a 24-hour stream. So we'll get this on in January. Gives you plenty of more time to practice as a squad, Mew. I'm still confident in my team, though. Yes! Food, drink, your 10 minutes. Yeah, they do. You'll find out. We'll leave the talking to the battlefield now. We're confident. How you doing, Revo? Lady Rock's even tuning in for this. Lady Rock's tuning in because she's like, okay, how much more is he going to be robbed away from me? What's going on? Milk. Let's turn the sound on a little bit so we got some sound. Oh, that project you spoke to me about. I look forward to that, Queenie. I will be getting in touch with you and all the others who are interested in the community channel to stream on soon as well. Very dramatic music, right? Yeah, Stace. Well, you're the one that mentioned that weekend, in all fairness. Do you think we're going to see Yannick? Do you think it'll be Yannick and Daria again? '29th to the 30th works. So there we go. Friday 29th. It'll be 6 p.m. start to Saturday 30th, 6 p.m. 24-hour stream. What I'll probably do, Stace, is I'll probably do an all-nighter on the Thursday. Sleep through the day, because that worked an absolute treat last time. Just before New Year's Eve. And we'll see, as I said, we'll see if we can get like a little Christmas giveaway going, but it's relying on donations, unfortunately. Oh, looks like Rick's joining for the 24 hours again. There we go. Just having a little bit of a vape there. 6 minutes to go. So what do we think? PvP changes? A bit more information about the DLC and the future of the Division 2? Got my notepad ready. Take notes. Hey, what's up, Falcon? And what am I expecting? That's what I hope. My dream for this stream right now is crossplay announced. And I know that's not going to happen. So, I would love some... I want to know what they've been doing to the health changes. And then I'd probably love some information about what is coming in DLC. We know we're going to Brooklyn. We know it's a DLC. We don't know if it's a paid expansion yet. I'd like the paid expansion to be announced today. Possibly a date for that as well, because we are heading into Season 3 soon. Are we jumping the gun with all that information, though? It's got to be something exciting the way they've teased this, and for the reason for doing the stream in the first place. So maybe that. I'd like some more information about the DLC and what's coming. Yeah, exactly, Cross. I don't think there would be a stream unless there's something substantial. How you doing, Mud Truck? What up? It's such a good soundtrack, isn't it? I was listening to the Division 2 soundtrack the other day because I'm downloading some sound to play in the background, the videos and that. Such a good soundtrack. Morton's going to be a special guest. I think that'd be an absolutely amazing touch. But I don't know. They removed his access to the mobile game and everything when he left. Snake's excited. He don't even play Div 2. Maybe they're finally fixing the Delta issues. Oh, no. That's a bigger dream than my crossplay, Chalky. Although, to be fair, a lot of these health updates they've been doing, they did say was to stabilize the game more. They want to make the game more stable. Though we guess we'll find out 3.5 minutes. Afternoon, Mitza. Twitch uses the shade of blue on the chat, and it's just give it you. And I've got to really like zoom in. It's so hard to read. Go chill out with critical hit damage and rolled the core to red. Is there another variant I should look for? The 3 I'm looking at is the crit damage, skill damage, and the tank one, but that don't matter because you want the blue core anyway. I'm good, Sulky Jim. Hope you're good also. This is not your first time, chat. Simba. Lies. YouTube needs to get on stuff like this. First time chatter and things. They do the first time super. When you do a super for the first time now, YouTube do a little celebration of that. Yeah, I got one with hazard protection. With the tank one, you can switch out that second attribute anyway, because you want the blue core. But I'm hoping as soon as we finish Avatar tonight or tomorrow, we're going to get back onto creating these chill out builds. I'm excited to see what we could do with the critical hit damage one and the skill damage one now. We've updated the drop of PFE 13% for more percentage. Yeah? No, I still got my PS. I got my PS5 and I got my Xbox, both gathering a lot of dust. I've moved to PC now. I've been wanting to do it for a while. We made the jump a few months back and I haven't looked back. What's up, Caliber? What's up, Boom? That's why I want crossplay so much, because I miss all the people I used to play with on PS. And I want to play with more people on Xbox. You guys all want to play. We do helping streams and everything, and it's so annoying being limited to the one platform. Like, crossplay would be the biggest thing they could announce for me right now. And I know it's not going to be that. Like, I know that's just an absolute dream. I'll be waiting for the Division 3 for that for certain, but... again, we could dream and hope. So I wanted repair skills one as well. Hello for a healer. I haven't been lucky enough to get that yet. 40 seconds. So again, we're going to turn my cam off. I'm going to mute myself. How we do this. We'll watch it together. I don't want to be talking over them or anything like that. We'll enjoy it. And we will cut back in once they are done to go over the notes. I hope it's good. Hope you enjoy it. I hope it's not anticlimactic. Fingers crossed. They've teased it enough today. So let's max out that volume. And I'll be back after it's done.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the very special report. My name is Daria. I'm the community developer for The Division 2, and today with me, Yannick. How
Hello.
are you feeling today?
I'm pretty excited. Finally get to talk about Project Resolve and all the stuff we've been working on, so yes.
Nice. As you can see, we're in a festive mood,
Yep.
wearing some festive decorations. And before we start, just a quick reminder that this is not a live stream where we're going to show new content. That's not about new gear, not about new season. That's why it is very special. And to explain to you what Project Resolve is, let's watch a pre-recorded video we made earlier this month.
Hello agents. Launched Project Resolve, a comprehensive seasonal update focused on health and quality of life for The Division 2.
Thanks to your feedback, our goal with Project Resolve is to enhance the overall player experience and establish a solid foundation for future content by making significant improvements to the game's health and stability. The recent shift in season length has allowed us to focus on building this broad and impactful update while maintaining the game quality as you continue to enjoy our content.
We will start with a public test this week, followed by another test in January, culminating in the full release in February to all Division 2 players. Project Resolve is divided into 3 key areas: stability, health, and gameplay improvements. From thousands of bug fixes to PvP improvements, we are digging into everything.
Just to give you a glimpse at the few main areas of improvements Division agents can expect: enhanced stability with a focus of in-game performance and reducing crashing on all platforms. Improvements to PvP combat with a status effects rework, conflict rewards buffs addressing glitches, and more to make the experience more enjoyable for everyone.
Major balancing overhaul to give you more choices for powerful weapons in PvE. Expertise and optimization cost reduction to make upgrades more accessible. Changes to projects and global events to make them more fun and worthwhile.
Quality of life improvements, including scaling open world loot crates with world difficulty and the ability to recalibrate directly from the inventory.
And we have more you can find out about in our article linked in the description.
Initiating Project Resolved meant our team needed to build a solid foundation, which has affected some of our previously announced plans. Following the current season, Year 5, Season 3, Vanguard, will release in February 2024, which will include the health updates from Project Resolve in full, as well as normal seasonal content you expect, like a new manhunt, season pass, and apparel event. This does mean we have made the tough decision to move the DLC release to 2025.
As always, your input is invaluable to us, and we will continue to incorporate it into our decision-making processes as we continue the journey of improving the game as part of Project Resolve and beyond.
To provide you with more insight into the next few months, we'll release detailed patch notes and provide frequent updates on the PTS content and results.
Starting December 15th, PC players will have the opportunity to test out this initial set of changes and fixes alongside Season 3 gear.
We can't wait for you to dive in and explore the new features and improvements. You can get ready by preloading the public test server on December 14th, so we'll be all set to jump right into the action.
Thank you, Yannick, for in-depth explanation, and thank you, Radu, as well. So as you can see, Project Resolve is only possible because Massive and Bucharest Studio work together. And yeah, just spill the tea, give us all the details.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here, but just, first, the context is just that. I mean, we all know the reality of what the day-to-day is in the game. We know that there are some challenges in terms of performances, in terms of stability, in terms of quality in general. This is feedback we've been receiving from all of you for some time, and that we see ourselves when we look at the game and when we play the game. So we've wanted for some time to make improvements, to really try to spend some time on quality and improving the game and fixing that. But this is only possible to make really significant improvements. We can only do that when we actually focus the entire team on this. And so that was the big decision we made when we started working on Project Resolve, was like, okay, let's put everything on hold, let's pause, and let's focus on improving the game. And that's not an easy decision, because of course we all want exciting new things, we all want the revamps, we all want the new DLC and all of that, but it's ultimately the most important thing first is to really work on the foundations and improve the game. So that was the main decision behind Project Resolve, and the first area of Project Resolve, and the real reason why this exists, is quality, it is improvement, it is stability, performances. And then on top of that, we looked at all the things gameplay-wise and experience-wise that we can do that we always hear feedback of, from the players, and we're always like, yeah, that would be great, we would love to do that, but we never really have time to put this in any update. So we thought, let's take that opportunity as we are focusing the entire team on this. Let's actually go and revisit some of the things that we've been wanting to do for a while, that have been on top of our wish list, and try to spend some time making those improvements as well. So of course, that's PvP was very high on top of the list, but not just. Also a lot of things in PvE, really trying to remove a lot of the frictions you have when you play the game on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, there's, as we said, there is a lot in Project Resolve, and from a lot of different angles. But overall, I really hope that this is going to allow players to, learn to re-enjoy the game, to forget about some of the small frustrations and the small frictions, and really just enjoy the video game as it is.
Yeah, and it's not an overstatement that there are more than 1,000 bugs. I know that it's even more now.
Yeah, almost 2,000. Yeah.
Almost 2,000 now. So yeah, it's a very big improvement and groundwork to lay for the future improvements. And of course, we're gonna go into all the details. Like this stream is what it's all about, to give you a glimpse at what Project Resolve is. Some things are still work in progress, and they're gonna be available on PTS. And of course, there is always a possibility for them to be adjusted based on your feedback, as usual. So do not take this as the final version of what we're gonna release in February together with the rest of the season. It's just basically we want to share the general approach and the general ideas behind all those changes and how we want to approach them. But before that, I think it's important to also explain how the Project Resolve influenced the existing roadmap. And as you know, we shared the roadmap earlier this year, and because of the Project Resolve, there were a few shifts made here and there. So let's understand why. And yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, as I said, it's like for Project Resolve to be and to really be the full scope that we wanted it to be, we needed almost the entire team to really just work on that. We didn't want any distractions. We didn't want to have to discuss priorities, okay, Project Resolve or this other piece of content. So we decided to kind of freeze, in a way, our development on many things, which means, of course, that things we had planned earlier had to be moved later. But as you can see, our first focus has been Project Resolve, and this is going to be what comes out with the next title update, the next season. And then after that, we take the next year 6, and this is where we're going to be then releasing the other pieces that we had been working on. They are not finished, so as soon as Project Resolve is out, we're going to go back to working on the rest. But we had made some good progress on those already, so it's not as if we're starting from scratch. Of course, the big ones here being the revamp of the seasons 2.0 that you will see here in Season 2, Year 6, Season 2. So this is, well, we're not here to go in details on that, but this is really rethinking the season approach in the Division 2. And then, of course, the story DLC that we had initially planned for Year 5. That needs to be moved all the way to Year 6. So we can really, once we are done with Project Resolve, really take all the work that's been done also with Resolve in terms of improvements, in terms of performance and all those things, and really work on that DLC with what's the best the game has to offer, so we can really bring it to the level of quality that will make us proud.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, the Project Resolve is here to lay the solid groundwork for the future content and DLC specifically. So that's why it's very important to understand why the shift happened and why it is our utmost, focus and the utmost importance is the Project Resolve right now. And we're going to publish the roadmap on our website and on socials, so you can take a look at it later. No need to screenshot anything unless you want to. Feel free to screenshot.
You will anyway.
Yeah. And also another roadmap that we showed in the pre-recorded video is a roadmap dedicated specifically to the Project Resolve. And as you noticed, there are going to be 2 test phases. So first test phase, as Yannick and Radu explained in the video, is actually going to happen this week. The preload will be available on 14th. And from December 15th to 18th, you're welcome to try almost all the changes that are going to be a part of Project Resolve. As usual, since we're going to have 2 phases, not everything is going to be available right at the first phase. And please refer to the patch notes. We're going to publish those later this week. And as you can see, also the Year 5 Season 3 gear was moved to the second phase. It's because we want you to concentrate on the Project Resolve changes and improvements and balancing first and foremost. And then in January, we're gonna reconvince and collect all your feedback, make changes based on the feedback, and hopefully have a second successful test phase. And after that, the Project Resolve is going to be released together with the Season 3 Vanguard, with the rest of the gear, Manhunt, and pretty much everything that seasons are about. And of course, it's not going to be the end of it. We will continue monitoring your feedback. We will continue adding the improvements to the game. So basically, everything that you have to say about the Project Resolve changes, about the balancing, about the new features, about quality of life updates that are going to come with Project Resolve, please make sure to spare some time and test this amazing features on the PTS. Unfortunately, it's also going to be available only on PC, but for our console players, as usual, we're going to have the character template, level 40 character template. So if you're not a PC player but still want to take part in the test, you're welcome to download the client and have the pre-built character for you.
Yep. And again, I think what's very important is to really state again that it's not just limited to Project Resolve. There are improvements that we have in mind that are going to come afterwards. There are things we're going to try in Project Resolve. You will see when we go through those changes. Some things that are more drastic than others. So we're going to be trying things, and maybe some of them I hope will be popular. Some might be less popular. So we will adapt afterwards. But it's really about, especially when we're thinking of like big topics like PvP. You will see there are some changes in here where I'm really curious and really excited to see what the reaction and the feedback will be. And in some cases we're trying to be a bit bolder and see what kind of changes we can make. But this is the first package, and this is going to be an ongoing thing in year 6 as well.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, that's just a glimpse at what's coming, and then it's up to you to vote for the most popular changes. Press the button. Okay, but we talked a lot about what Project Resolve is, but let's get into details and actually.
We haven't even started with the.
Yeah, there are a lot of
There's
cards. Oh my God, some of them I even have an extra.
They actually unfold because it didn't fit on one card, and there's like I don't know how many
it's
of them.
It's not even all of that. It's just
look at that one. Oh, there's text behind. I shouldn't open it. There's text behind.
It's not even the biggest one.
If I lift it, look, there's text behind.
I mean, I tried to be conscious and eco-friendly, so I did not print everything that we had. But then again, I have Yannick for that. He has everything memorized. He asked me not to say that specifically, but
I know every detail of every single thing that every person in this team did.
Oops.
No, I don't.
Probably.
So I might make mistakes, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, let's look at all the changes that we're gonna have and we're gonna discuss today. So main topics. I mean, it would just make sense to say that all the changes can be categorized under PvP and PvE specific changes, probably except for the expertise. That's why it's a separate line. But today we also just going to discuss status effects, conflict, dark zone, fixes to dark zone, balancing, global events, projects, quality of life update, game modes, new features, a lot of stuff. And that's just, a very general overview of what Project Resolve is. And first up, let's dive into status effects.
Oh yeah.
I know that a lot of PvP players were not very expectant of a lot of PvP updates to be shared on this live stream, and you guys are in for a surprise. It's fair, but finally your time has come.
Right, it's starting anyway. But yes, I mean, it's when it comes to PvP and when we started discussing, okay, where do we want to start to try to make PvP better? The main focus for us with Project Resolve in terms of PvP, it's at least the primary focus has been the PvP combat. It's been really trying to make encounters from player to player to feel better, to feel more balanced, and to allow to not it just be about whoever shoots first, but actually allow for counters and for opportunities to react and to turn it around. So Obviously, status effects for PvP players has been a big topic for a very long time. So we wanted to try to approach it. We also did not want the approach to be, okay, let's nerf status effects to the ground and make it irrelevant, because that status effect is still a big part of the game. You can build towards it. There's a lot of mechanics around that. There's a lot of items that are built on status effects, and we didn't want to just remove that from the PvP experience. So the approach is more to try to keep it in check, and also make sure that we actually first prevent the overuse of status effects, and also allow players to have counters and to react when affected by status effects. So, no, to the list.
Time to look at the notes. And yeah, as Yannick mentioned, even though the status effect changes prioritize PvP experience, it's still some changes going to apply in PvE as well. But I honestly do not know where to start.
We'll keep an eye on that. But so with status effects, the main thing first is in terms of diminishing returns. So we are going to be implementing proper diminishing returns. So that means that when you apply a status effect on someone and then you apply that status effect again, the effects are going to be reduced and reduced and reduced until the person has eventually full immunity. So first, that's trying to limit the overstacking of status effects on other players. One thing that we're doing as well is we're categorizing those status effects into categories, which is, I have to look at my notes, but crowd control and damage over time. So it's not just diminishing returns in terms of shock and then shock and shock. Each status effect is categorized either in the crowd control area or in the damage over time area, and then the diminishing return applies to that whole family. So if we take, for example, if you apply bleed to someone and then you apply burn to someone, those are two damage over time status effects. So that means the diminishing return is going to apply already on the second one, even if it's not exactly the same, as long as it's in the same category. So that's the first part. And then the main thing with those, I guess we can actually start going through the details, because then it's on a case-by-case basis, depending on the which status effects we are talking about. But when you take, burn, for example, so we talked about having counters. So with burn, for example, what we're going to do is we're going to say when you're dodge rolling, when you're under a burn effect, this is going to actually diminish the effect that you have on you. So you're going to be able to, if you have burn, you're going to be able to roll, or as you roll, as anytime in the game when you dodge roll, this is going to actually take away some of the burn that you have on you. So that's one way for us to make sure that we give you some control and some way to react to that. For bleed, for example, what we're saying is if you don't move when you bleed, you're going to also actually reduce the intensity of the bleed. But when you start moving, then it goes in full effect. So these are just examples on ways we are looking at kind of changing also a bit the moment to moment in PvP. So it's really a game of like reacting also to what's happening. So it's no longer just, I have a status effect, I'm gonna die. No, there's the diminishing return, but there's also things you can do to actually try to
counter that.
And try to actually stay alive. One thing also that's going to be an important change in regards to status effects is that all the repair skills will now give you protection. So what that means is that with an application of a healing skill or repair skill, you're going to get 50%, sorry, looking at my notes, I don't know the numbers, 50% hazard protection. So any heal effect is now also going to actually reduce the intensity of status effects and hazards in general. So that's also another way for us to try to make also the support and the healer role a bit more interesting and a bit more relevant in PvP, and make heal in general more useful, because until now it would have been just like not necessarily great in PvP, or because it's mostly just about shooting. So now hopefully this allows for another way also to react to status effect, especially as a team, and you can build your team towards it.
And also, it's important to mention that diminishing returns will not apply in PvE. So that's a PvP specific info. And also, as an example, shock, for example, right? Player will have slower movement to to kind of make sure that they prevent from shooting, but it's PvP only. It won't apply in PvE.
Yeah.
And same for the Plague of Outcast, also going to be PvP only.
Yeah. And so we're also looking at things like the booster hive, and we've kind of drastically increased or improved the booster hive. So it's really going to become a skill that is going to be more relevant in PvP and really allow you to get some protection. And there's also another change that's actually not listed in here. So I'm jumping to another category, but it's very relevant to PvP. Is that now you're actually going to be able, if you want, to consume an armor kit and to get an instant heal of 25% of your armor. So you can still hold the button to get the hold action, and then you get the full armor. Or you can decide to, I'm not sure if it's double tap or what the control is, but you can choose to actually consume it for an instant 25% heal, which in PvP is also hopefully going to allow you to get that quick heal and roll your way out of combat and then turn the situation around.
It's actually here. It even says that the bonus applies even after the animation finishes. So
it was listed here, okay.
It was here. But
I can't read.
Thank you for mentioning it. It's fine.
So anyway, there's more to it. This is just some of the gist. But yes, it's again, it's about keeping it in control, diminishing return, giving you some options to react either to the effect itself with the dodge roll, with the movement, with all of that, or having easier access to instant heal, and also making healing skills and healing rolls in general, therefore more useful in PvP.
Yeah, I mean, even though we mentioned that these changes will primarily target PvP, we're still going to monitor their effect on PvE. Yep. And that's where your feedback comes in handy. But of course, it's just a general glimpse at what the change is going to be about. We will publish the detailed patch notes with all the values and explanation of what the diminishing returns is, how they are applied to different skills, how they're going to work now. So you're going to have your hands on all that information very soon.
And again, these are propositions, so especially PvP players, if you have a chance, please jump in on the PTS. Tell us how it feels, because there's a lot of moving pieces. So the best way to know if this actually works is just to crash test it on the PTS.
Absolutely. And while we're on topic of PvP, there are also a few fixes. Not all of them, of course not, but just a few of them that I thought that a lot of people would be happy to hear about. So basically, to give you just a very general overview, the shield glitch has been fixed.
Corner glitch. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's been plaguing us for a while, right? But the glitch that allowed people to use their shield to actually shoot through corners and through cover without being seen, we fixed it. We fixed several of them actually, because there's more than one issue here. Hopefully we fixed all of them. If not, please let us know. But yeah, hopefully this will be a thing of the past and no longer hiding behind cover and actually shooting through them.
Yeah, and letter glitch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Was also targeted, and yeah, so whoever tried doing that, it's done. Your days are done.
I'll try again on PTS. Tell us.
Yeah, please do. You won't be punished for that, I promise. And also on the topic of other PvP changes. There were a few made in Conflict and Dark Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start with Conflict. So with Conflict, main idea was to make sure that it's the purest PvP experience available in the game, and by making it balanced to all players.
Yeah, exactly. So it's Conflict is, we want that to be mostly about your skills as a PvP player. So RPG still matters, your build still matters, but it shouldn't matter as much, especially your seniority in the game. So the most drastic change we are doing in conflict is that when you enter conflict now, we are going to take away your shade bonuses and your expertise bonuses. These will be brought down to 0. So it is about you and about the items you have, and no longer about how many hours you have spent on the game. So that's one way for us one drastic way to try to bring balance into conflict. Then what else do we have in here?
We also have one of the positive changes that the gear and the loot that can be obtained in conflict was also buffed. It's greater quality, improved quality of the rewards you can get there. Hopefully, we will be able to publish the whole list. I honestly do not have it with me here, but it's a big improvement compared to what we have in the game right now.
Yeah, we don't want you to choose to play conflict at the cost of your progression in the game, your progression in terms of XP or in terms of gear. So we really want to try to make it as rewarding as we can. So time spent on conflict is as rewarding as time spent on anything else. So it is not a sacrifice to choose to play conflict compared to anything else.
It's also important to mention spawn areas and loadout switching.
Yeah, so spawn areas. So one thing we are trying, and I talked about changes that are things we want to try. I think this goes in this category. Is we are actually going to have turrets protecting the spawn areas in the conflict maps to try to prevent spawn camping. So yeah, let's see if that works out or if we need other measures, but that's one way for us to try to make sure that there is also a chance to recover as a team and you're not just being pushed to the spawn point and then spawn camped and you have no way to come out. So the turrets will hopefully be here to help you out a bit on that. And in terms of loadouts, yes, we also want, we don't want a conflict game to be just about switching loadouts to adapt to whatever the other players have. We want you to be able to adapt, but not necessarily just switch on the go. So what we're going to do is we're only going to allow you one loadout switch per spawn. So when you die and you respawn, you're allowed to change your loadout, but then when you go back into the action, you can no longer change your loadout. So this is really to try to make you commit to a play style and then really, once again, make the best out of it and make it be about your skills and less about how many items do you have in your stash.
And we believe that would allow for a bigger variety of play styles and more different players to actually find conflict as a more appealing game mode.
Yep.
And the same change, from what I remember, is going to be applied in the Dark Zone regarding the turrets.
I mean, the turrets we have in the Dark Zone. Now, what we're doing in the Dark Zone is also in terms of loadout switching. So it's not exactly the same, but what we're going to do. So, sorry, let me rewind. With the Dark Zone, one thing we want to change is that we really want to try to push the identity of the Dark Zones, especially the invaded Dark Zone and the non-invaded, to try to find the best compromise between offering a really intense PvP, rogue versus agent chase experience, and that's going to be mostly in the invaded Dark Zone. And then the non-invaded Dark Zone being something that is a bit milder for players that are not necessarily looking for this kind of fights. There will still be PvP in the Dark Zone. We are not taking it away, but what we want is we want to try to make it a bit more fair in the non-invaded Dark Zone and keep the invaded for those who are really looking for that rogue experience. So one thing we're doing, for example, is it's especially focusing on the rogue mechanics in the non-invaded Dark Zone. We're going to make the hold to go rogue longer. So it's from, what are the values here? was 0.75 seconds. Now it's going to be 5 seconds. So you actually have to commit. You really have to go in hiding and hold that button. So it's no longer just a surprise behind the back of another player and shoot them directly. You have to plan and anticipate for it. Then the other thing that we're doing is extend the duration of the rogue first rank. So it takes a bit longer to actually go up in rank. And then especially the most important is again about loadouts. Once you go rogue in the non-invaded dark zone, once you go rogue, you can no longer change loadout. So this is also again a commitment. You need to think, you need to plan and anticipate, and then commit to whatever decisions you've made.
Yeah, and we hope that these changes would actually increase accessibility of the dark zone and reintroduce this mode to a wider audience. Because back in the days, it was fun and accessible for almost everyone. Nowadays, it's like everybody looks for something different in the dark zone. So it's always going to be tough because it's a PvPvE area, and some people will go there because they're looking for PvE incentives. Some people will go there for PvP incentives. And the luxury we have, I know that the 3 dark zone concept is not necessarily the most popular decision we've made, but that's what we have now. So let's use that, and let's really try to give identity, use the fact that we have 3 dark zone and give identity so we have different rule sets between them, and really try to have different dark zones that offer different things depending on what you want. So again, this is why we're saying invaded dark zone, this is the intense one. Non-invaded, this is something that is a bit more accessible for everyone. So it is a bit less intimidating as a player, but it's not necessarily into PvP. It is a bit less intimidating. But once again, if you want to play rogue in those, you absolutely can. It's just you need to know what you're doing. Yeah, there is a chance to customize, in a way, your experience and choose what works best specifically for you, and still be able to enjoy dark zones there, because that's one of the most exciting parts in the game. And to finish off with the PvP changes, let's talk about expertise for a second, because it's another thing that we mentioned earlier today and does not necessarily belong to PvP changes, but would also affect them greatly. And we have an infographic to show how drastically the values has been changed to make expertise and optimization costs more accessible for everyone. This is what you see right now on the screen. These are the new values, and if you want to compare those to what we had in the game before, that information can also be published. But to those who know, you can already see that it's so much less than it was originally.
Yeah, I mean, those numbers still probably look high for a lot of people, but it's, we just want it to be less of a grind. To be honest, grinding the expertise is maybe not the most fun part in the game, so we just want it to be a bit more accessible, and especially because we're taking it away in conflict, at least not in the dark zone, by the way. This change to reduce expertise and shade levels to 0 is only in conflict and not in dark zone. But now that we have that kind of in check, we're happy to make the expertise progression a bit faster. So it is less intimidating, less of a core that you have to do because of this grind. So we drastically reduce those costs.
Yeah, and that's. I don't think that there is more on that to say. We. Once again, asking you to try out these new changes on the PTS in the end of the week. And the next big category and the next big topic that we want to discuss today is balancing. It's not only going to be about weapons and talents, so we're also going to discuss how it's going to affect the gear.
Those cards, by the way, are absolutely not in the right order. So I apologize if I'm just like constantly looking for what is Daya talking about? Where is that?
Yeah, that's my fault. But here comes one of the one of the biggest lists. I remember doing stuff like that in school whenever there are like long history conspects and you need to write everything down and there's not enough space and you just keep gluing some.
So the weapon balancing changes.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. And it's a very small font, like super small. I need to squint my eyes to check those.
Do you want to read all of them?
No. I mean, that was your idea, right? To have everything just in case. Let's just talk about what the general buff balance pass was aimed at.
Yeah, so the idea is and I mean, that's in general what we want to do is balancing anyway, but it's like, let's look at everything that is underperforming. Let's take, like, we don't want to nerf the stuff that is powerful, because if it's, it's powerful, it's fun and people like it. So we want to, limit as much as possible, like taking that fun away. But instead, let's look at everything else and try to make everything else just as fun and interesting. So it's really not about giving you more power, it's giving you more options. And so we looked at every weapon in every category or every weapon family and just looked at, okay, what kind of quick buff can we make to that weapon to actually give it more identity and also bringing it up closer to the power level of the best performing and the most popular weapons. So that's why this is a long list, because it's, again, it goes through every single weapon, and we're not going to, go through all of them, but it's in terms of weapon damage, in max size, in RPM, in, all kind of changes, depending on weapon, depending on which one it is. There are changes in here that are going to impact all of them.
Assault rifles, LMGs, submachine guns, rifles, marksman rifles, pretty much everything. And I think the most important part is also that exotic weapons, third attribute, will now be reconfigurable.
Yeah, that's something we've done more with the last exotics, and it was fairly popular. So yes, with Project Resolve, you're going to be able to recalibrate the third attribute of every exotic weapon in the game, which is cool. On the other hand, we know that it means that a lot of you are just going to be, going damage to targets out of cover. Because that's probably the best stat out there. This is something we have in mind, and this is something we're going to look at as well in terms of the value of those attributes and making sure that the other options are also interesting. It's not listed in here because I don't know yet if we will manage to make it for Project Resolve, but just want you to be aware that we know what the consequence of that change will be. But still, let's see how creative people can get with being allowed to change the third attribute of an exotic weapon.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And another thing that I think important to mention here, that since intention was not to overbuff some exotic and named weapons, and certain buffs from the weapons that these named and exotics are based on may not carry over. So that's why we're going to publish the whole list for you to look through. It's not necessarily going to mention all the named and exotic weapons too, but just to make sure that we are not making some weapons overpowerful, but changing the base weapon and then applying that to the named and exotic as well. Yeah. I mean, is there, if you want to read
I was trying to see which ones stand out, but I'm just going to give you some random ones, right? But like F2000 replica and the shield splinterer in the process are going to get plus 50 RPM, plus 10 max size. That's one example. The military P416 and custom P416 Glory Days Eagle Bearer, plus 50 RPM. In LMGs, Iron Lung actually getting a plus 10% weapon damage. Stunner LMG, Quiet Roar Blue Screen, plus 20% weapon damage. What else do we have in here? Submachine guns, the M1928 Tommy gun, the Slayer, Ground Grade, plus 10% weapon damage. What else do we have?
Threat Addict, plus 15.
Yep.
Commando.
What else? MDR Battle Rifle Replica, plus 10% weapon damage, plus 20 RPM. In MMR, also Covert SRS A1 Replica, Pinprick Mantis, plus 30% weapon damage. So yeah, there's a lot, and again, some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger. So again, all of that will be on the PTS, and the full list will be published as well. So you can go through that, make your own mind, try them on the PTS, see if we went overboard with some of them. Maybe we'll see. That's what the PTS is for. But again, it's what taking the time to actually focus on improvements gives us. It's really doing a general pass on everything to really try to bring everything up.
And weapons are not the only thing that underwent such a pass.
Yep.
There has also been a gear balancing pass as well. Mainly targets brand sets. But you want to talk about it?
Sorry, I look eager. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So yeah, the brand sets is so the idea with brand sets is just that it feels like it's kind of rare to see people using 3 pieces because you have to sacrifice a gear set if you do that, or you have to sacrifice other things. And usually the 3 piece is not necessarily that interesting. So what we wanted to do with brand sets is really make sure that we reward the commitment to a brand set. So if you're going to use 2 pieces or 3 pieces of a brand set, like those bonuses should be worth it. So what we did is we did a general pass on the brand sets to make sure that the 2 pieces and 3 pieces bonuses are actually better. So we are not changing the first piece. I think none of them has their first piece changed, but it's, again, big list of changes. Working for can't wait for people to screen grab that. That's what I do. But yeah, if you look at, I don't know, what can I pick here from
let's go with Empress.
When you pick the one that didn't have a change to the 3-piece bonus, but Empress, for example, the 2-piece bonus is going to go from 10% skill damage to 20% skill damage. If we take whatever do we have in here?
Bellstone gonna get the 48% incoming repairs as a third.
As a third, yeah.
Yeah.
Gilagard, no change to do 1 piece, but the second piece goes from 10% health to 20% health. The third piece goes from 1% armor regen to 3% armor regen.
3 pieces on Habsburg Guard gonna give you 20% status effect.
Yeah. Fenris is going to get a 30% weapon stability on 3-piece instead of 20. What do we have as well? Petrov, 30% ammo capacity instead of 20% on 3-piece. So again, some of them get their 2-piece bonus increase, some of them don't. And then most of them get their 3-piece bonus increased as well. We're not changing, except for Empress, yeah. We're not changing the bonus, we're just increasing them.
And the ones that remain unchanged, Providence, Circle of Concern, Yal, and we're going to publish the full list with all the changes with before and after, so you can compare where the second or third piece bonus increased, also in the patch notes.
Yeah. And it's going to be fun with the Ninja Bike to see how people actually combine that and like the game.
Yeah. And that's not it. We still have talents.
Oh yeah.
Talents balancing.
Where is that?
You can have my cards if you want. I don't know.
I'm not in talents.
I made sure to place everything in order. I don't know
I'm at the
why
wrong place.
mines are in order.
I'm at global events. I'm at the wrong place.
Now I have mine.
I stopped doing that. That's the last time I did.
Okay, let's talk about
It's all
talents.
going to be on the patch notes anyway, so.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But what if there are, I don't know, some secret codes or my...
They're going to see the note, Yannick, don't say that.
My PC password isn't there.
That could happen.
It's not. IT security is a big priority here. That's true. Why you're looking at me.
That's why I talk. Okay, so talents. I mean, same logic. Trying to look at the talents that are, that are underperforming, making them better. There's also, a PvP aspect to that. We want to make sure that some talents in PvP are either better or less, less the way to go. So some of those changes are actually PvP only. Some of those changes are for everything. But for example, the Doctor Home, the proc condition is going to change from headshots to target killed. So it's less a skill test and more of a like, okay, shoot at them. The Actum Est, which is from the I'm just having Sentinel, having brain fart. It's going to be 50% now in PvP only. 50% of the magazine is going to be filled with shocked ammo instead of 100%. What else do we have in here? Again, there's that very long list. Thunder Strike goes from 20% weapon damage to shocked enemies to 30% extra damage to shocked enemies. No, that's the other way around. From 30%, it goes to 20. It's a nerf.
It's going to be in the patch notes. So
it's going to be in the patch notes.
Don't need to write anything down.
No. What else do we have? Big Game Hunter headshots will be plus 4% headshot damage instead of plus 2%. What else do we have? Intimidate is going to get 3 stacks per second, up to a max of 9. Instead of 1 stack to a max of 7. What else do we have in here?
Unbreakable and perfect unbreakable, only in PvP.
Yeah, Unbreakable is getting a small nerf from 50% to 40% armor repaired, PvP only, that change. Perfect goes from 55 to 50. So small tweaks for some of them, bigger for others. So yeah. Foundry Bulwark, also Process Refinery. Increase the makeshift repairs. Gosh, this text. Sometimes it's hard to read the talents in our game. But it's going to... So increases makeshift repairs from 25% over 10 seconds to 35% over 10 seconds instead of 20 to 30. So we're increasing makeshift repairs and also the process refinery. I should have started with makeshift repairs, would have been easier. But anyway, there will be patch notes with all those details. Yeah,
I think that's enough to just give a general glimpse and the feel of it.
And also a change that is very important for PvP is the Technician's linked laser pointer is going to have its duration reduced from 20 seconds to 6 seconds. So
that's a big one.
No longer just 3 pulses on everyone that lasts forever.
And I guess that's pretty much what.
There was a blank. I was like, what's next?
Yeah, the plan. What's next? We still have a few topics to discuss. I just wanted to summarize everything and say that's pretty much it for the balancing. And thank you so much for giving us the reading comprehension class.
I just confused everyone even more.
Please do not rate his reading comprehension skills. But whatever. We also want to give you an update on the global events, projects, quality of life updates, and new features. But we'll start with the global events, and it's also a huge list because we actually targeted all of them, apart from your favorite. Golden Bullet is not here, but there is a reason for that. And as you can see, that's a very, very low... You don't have it?
I have it somewhere. I'll find it.
I'll start then. So the main idea behind it was to all the improvements for global events were aimed to make the rest global events, apart from the Golden Bullet, more fun and engaging, right? And basically what we wanted to do is to leverage the success of the Golden Bullet and try to apply it to the rest of the global events. So basically all of them underwent some changes here and there. There was also a huge list. Did you find yours? Good.
Yeah, I found it was misleading because it's printed on both sides, so I thought I didn't have the whole thing.
Yes, that's...
I sound very critical. I'm not criticizing Daria's methods, by the way. I'm just... we haven't rehearsed this so much. So.
Next time, I'm just going to print everything on A2 or A3 format and just, put it on the walls here. So
I'm just old,
Can't read. But I think we can also just give a glimpse of a few changes here and there. Like, for example, for Guardians, we wanted players to be more aggressive when engaging with angels and take more risks. That's why when killing an angel, in addition to restoring armor to full, 50% of total armor is going to be added to the bonus armor. Same thing for Guardians, increased damage buff from 30 to 50% because the previous damage felt a little bit underwhelming, so we just buffed it.
Yep.
Polarity switch. Let's see. Changed max stacks from 5 to 4 because it took too long to reach the full stacks, and we just decided to make it a bit easier. Also changed the damage bonus per stack from 20 to 25% to compensate for the less stacks. And killing an enemy with the right polarity will reload your weapon. Do you also want to?
Yeah, and the thing with polarity switch is just that also it's no longer going to be on hitting an enemy, but if you hit an enemy of the wrong polarity, you're going to lose stacks. Now it's actually going to be on killing that enemy. So we're actually allowing you to make mistakes and realize that you're shooting the wrong enemy. And it's just when you kill them, if you actually are shooting the wrong one, then you're going to lose stacks. And as we said, if you kill the right ones, you get an auto reload. So the idea is just to really, with polarity switch at least, was just to really make it first more forgiving, more impactful in terms of bonus, and especially also less of a reload fest, where suddenly, when you're in the flow and you're hitting the right enemies, but then you need to reload because you're out of ammo, and then you were in mindset of like, okay, I'm yellow, I'm going to shoot yellow. You have to reload. Oh, wait, no, I'm blue. And so now it's going to reload automatically as long as you're playing it right. So it's really for us to really keep you in the flow of like having the right targets and playing the right colors.
Yeah, there, Hollywood triple explosion range.
Hollywood is easy. More explosions, bigger
more
explosions.
Yeah, triple explosion damaged. Explosions generate signature ammo and grenades at your location.
And that was one angle with Hollywood, was also that it should be the signature weapon global event. So we really want to make sure that when you use your signature weapon, when you play with the modifier, we give you the tools to actually keep it running. So it should really be the one where you're playing as much as possible, almost all the time, with your signature weapon being out, because that's what it should be built for. It's all about spectacle and big destructions.
For Shade Exposed, stacks are going to be acquired 50% faster because the event feels better when you are exposed, and we just want for the players to reach the exposed status faster than what previously was. Also double pulse radius, because sometimes it used to miss the enemies, and now hopefully it's going to be more reliable. 65% damage instead of 1015% damage from pulsed enemies. Non-pulsed enemies still deal full damage.
Yeah, it's just really to try to get you in the flow of getting the getting the effect faster, getting the stacks faster, releasing those stacks, being more generous with what you get out of it, and really again more forgiving, that's just more fun.
More fun. And with the animated, it's also explosions, triple explosion range, and increased explosion damage by 50%. And also we increased the enemy headshot weakness by 50%. To kind of incentivize you to go
kill them with headshots, let them explode, and then let them die from their own explosions.
It sounds way meaner than it's supposed to.
It's supposed to be about fun, but
it is fun. But talking about other fun things, global events are not the only thing that underwent changes. There was also a big pass on the projects, and there were also at least 3 cards. One of them, do you have yours?
Somewhere.
Just take mine. Here is the project. Yeah, you have them.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah, there are just 3 cards. This is how many changes the projects underwent, and basically the idea was to make the projects more worthwhile, more interesting, more engaging, and that's why some of them are going to receive new rewards, better rewards. There are also going to be some updates to conditions as well. Do we want to just, give some sneak peeks?
But the general intention with projects is that, especially when you take the daily projects, for example, like it should be like when I log into the game and I don't really know what to do, like it should almost be your first reflex is to open the project and see, okay, how can I get some quick stuff? If I'm just gonna play 20 minutes today, the daily project should be your way to go, and it's not the case today. So we really wanted to boost that because they're controlled. You only get a certain amount of them, so it's easy for us to make them generous and make sure that this is an easy checkbox thing to do when you're starting your session. So it's really about making them not too tedious to complete and make sure that they are really rewarding. So it should be a no-brainer to do the projects when you're planning your session.
So, for example, talking about daily projects, more rewards were added to the projects at the base of operations. And, for example, small amount of exotic components, named items, and equipment items as well. That's something that was not there previously. Let's see what else we have. There were also changes to weekly projects and Dark Zone and Conflict projects. For example, for Dark Zone and Conflict, we added named items, reduced necessary objectives to defeat enemies from 5 to 3, reduced objectives to recover Dark Zone drops from 5 to 3, also added equipment items, named items. For weekly projects, for invasion projects, added 3 new items, a few exotic components, exotic cash. So you get the gist of it.
More loot, more
loot.
rewards.
Yeah, and a bit more accessible, a bit easier to complete the project and get the rewards. So yeah, also the full list, since there's a lot of stuff, I don't see the need for us to just recite everything and to read, because obviously we can't read. But yeah, you will get the full list in the patch notes. And the few last things that I wanted for us to touch on is the quality of life and new features. And I think we can start with the quality of life. And there were very significant changes made to the loot system and inventory system. And I think we can talk about loot crates first. The main change, and that's one that's been asked for a very long time, is that now all the loot crates in the world are going to scale to the global difficulty settings of your map. So if you put your map on heroic, your loot crates, all of them, the one that's right next to the safe house, or the ones anywhere in the world, are going to scale and give you heroic quality loot. So hopefully, no longer purple loot when opening boxes. And this is a way for us to try to, send you back into the open world. We already did that when we looked at the XP rates and made the XP more rewarding in the open world, but we wanted the exploration and the opening loot crates in the open world also just as rewarding. So now it's all going to scale proper. When you play heroic, every box you open is going to be a heroic box and no longer just some weird loot. Yeah, that's a big one. And also there was the mod space, because it's being cluttered needlessly and there's a lot of stuff you have in it. And basically the idea was to make the skill mode inventory management more manageable, more efficient.
Yep.
So now each bonus can only be owned once, and the value of the role gonna update when a better one drops for you. And basically, it's going to make it so much easier for you to go through it and understand which mode is better.
So what this means just clearly is just really that every skill mod is unique now. So every type of skill mod is unique. So you can only have one copy of the damage mod for that skill and no longer just drop multiple copies of it. When you drop a new copy of it, if it's a better roll, it's just going to update the roll of the one you've saved. So you no longer have to go back in your skill mod inventory and look at, okay, what do I have and which one is better, and do all the inventory management. There's enough inventory management with our things as well. So as a start, we wanted to look at skill mods and make that much faster. Especially for skill mods, there's really no real reason to hold on to a worse version of a mod, because you can only use those mods specifically in those slots for that skill. So it's not as if you will have use for that mod somewhere else anyway. So it was really just clutter for nothing. So now it's all going to be, the game will take care of that for you, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So basically, automated system for skill modes. And another thing that armor kits replenish with the second cooldown. Basically, the new feature that would allow you to instantly use the armor kit to replenish 25%.
Yeah.
And in addition to the existing functionality of holding the button down to get the 100%. And I guess the Shade Watch bonus.
Yeah. So let's talk about Shade Watch bonus. So we've made a change that ultimately is probably not going to change a lot for a lot of our players. But basically, what we wanted to do is, for reasons that are going to be obvious to people who know the history of our game, we wanted to implement a cap to the health bonus of the Shade Watch levels, because we know that when people reach ridiculous levels, especially when people exploit our game and then gain hundreds of thousands of levels as it happened, the bonuses become completely out of whack. So what we wanted is we wanted to implement a cap to those, but we also wanted to make sure that this is a cap that is achievable, but also feeling rewarding enough. So what we're doing is, you get 30 HP per level from level 1 to 1000. That's the way it's always been. Then after that, you used to get 3 HP per level infinitely. Now what we're doing is we're going to say from level 1001 to level 2000, you're going to get, again, 30 HP per level. After 2000, you're capped. You're no longer gaining HP per level. So what that means, math, that means that once you reach the cap, you will have 60,000 extra HP, which is what in the current game before Project Resolve you would reach by getting level 10,000. So we are making it faster to reach the cap, but therefore there is a cap, which is now at level 2000, 60,000 HP.
Yeah, that's a very nice one. And a few other things that I mentioned, that there were changes made to the inventory system as well, and we already talked about the skills, but there is a very important one, completely new one, a new feature that is gonna be called tinkering. It's actually gonna be a new menu, and
yeah. So the idea was to kind of make sense of recalibration and optimization living together, because both those things they work together, but the way the game presents them is, it doesn't really make them or show them together. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring them together under one menu that is called tinkering. So it's still the same functionality. You will, from the tinkering menu, you will have the option to recalibrate a stat or to optimize a stat. So you go into tinkering, you look at an item, you look at your stats, and then for each stat you have the option: do you want to recalibrate or do you want to optimize? You can always still only recalibrate one stat, but then the other ones you can optimize. So that's the idea of tinkering. The big thing with the tinkering screen is that we're going to allow you to open that screen from anywhere in the world. So you no longer have to go back to your recal station to actually open recalibration and optimization. You will be able to do that on the fly during a main mission, in the world, during whatever. You will be able to actually do some recalibration and optimization. The idea being that if you drop a piece of loot and it's almost an upgrade compared to what you have, you can quickly equip it, upgrade it if you have the materials, so you directly take it on your build, and you can keep going. You no longer have to hold on to it and wait until you go back to the White House to remember, I have that piece of loot and what did I want to do with it? So you're able to make a quick decision, and we're saving time, so you no longer have to go back to the White House constantly and come back. One big change that we're doing in part of that is the recalibration library is becoming just the library. That's the way it's called. It functions the same, but one thing that you should know is that now the library is also going to be the cap at which you can optimize a stat. So if you want to do optimization on a stat, you will only be able to optimize it up to whatever is stored on your library, which again allows us to have things make more sense together and make those two functionalities synergizing. But therefore, I'm going through the whole thing. I hope that's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
One thing we're going to do as that, and you might have seen that because there was a hint of it on the screen earlier. But therefore, we are going to reduce the cost of optimization across the board. We're halving it. So yes, you have the extra work of having to actually store the stats in your library before you can optimize to the highest levels. But therefore, the act of optimizing is going to be cheaper. It's going to be half the cost. So making optimization hopefully a bit more accessible to more players.
Yeah, the optimization costs are going to be reduced greatly. And you can... Oh, thank you, Dory, for bringing it back. Yeah, so
these are expertise. I don't know that they have optimization on those.
Yeah, they don't.
It says optimization in the title, so that's why I said there's a tease, but the costs are actually the expertise ones.
But that's that's pretty much it. But there are a few other things that are also going to be available in the PTS. For example, the ability to send an item to stash with getting a warning. What is warming? Warming. Global warming. Basically a warning about the stash being full. Sorry, it's the end of the day. And that's a lot of stuff we need to go through. And also an option to show the stash item count when approaching the specific item without the need to access it. So a lot of things that should help you optimize and spend less time going through your inventory.
It's the same AR as you have on the backpack now. So as you approach the stash, you will see how many items. And as Daria said, it's all the small things that are hopefully making the experience a bit smoother.
No, but I think those improvements overall, like combined together, they really provide a much fresh take on the inventory management and the inventory system. And I guess to a lot of people who just don't want to spend so much time because we'll have work, we'll have families, we just want to come home, enjoy the game, and do not spend time sorting out the stuff that we got on the previous runs. That's going to help a lot.
If you're like me, if you play and then you hold your loot and then you log out thinking, I'll deal with it later, and then you log back in and you forget to do your inventory management, and then you go into a mission and then you can't loot anymore.
That's all of us.
You're still going to have to do that, do your inventory management, but some steps are actually going to be at least a bit easier. And these, there's more things we have in mind and we want to do with inventory management. I don't want people to get the impression that this is our answer and everything is going to be fixed. No, these are improvements. This is a step, and hopefully there will be more coming in the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's also a thing that we mentioned in the roadmap, that it's not like Project Resolve going to happen and nothing will come afterwards. It's going to be a few gradual steps towards the final goal, but we'll talk about it more in the future. And I guess the last thing that we want to mention, last but not least, it's the game modes. And there are just a few smaller things that wanted to outline. Like, first of all, optimization have been implemented to all the 3 game modes that we have in the game right now, Descent, Countdown, and Summit. And we believe that those changes would lead to enhanced stability and performance improvements overall. So please do let us know how it feels with all those improvements in the PTS. And Summit fans have a big announcement. The level 100 XP issue has been also solved. Why you're looking at me as if it was?
We're fixing the XP issue of Summit. So it's for those of you that have been gaining a lot of XP by using that. Sorry, you have to find other ways. And then the last change, Sorry, maybe you wanted to say it. I'm diving
No,
into
no,
it.
please, please. It's the descent. Yeah.
Yeah, so to Descent, there's one significant change we're making, and it's there's two changes we're making. But the first one is that we are going to introduce a talent rotation to Descent, because the main issue is just there's a lot of talents in Descent, and as we add more talents to the game and we add them to Descent, the pool gets more and more diluted, and it gets harder and harder to actually get the build you want, or to get the talents that are interesting. So what we're going to do is now there will be a rotation, and so not all talents will be available all the time. It will be pools of talents that are going to be available this week and then next week. And I say week, I don't even know if it's weekly, I don't remember. But there's going to be a regular rotation of the Descent talents. So hopefully that means curated talents. That means easier to, on specific rotations, get the builds you want. And also on other occasions, if the rotation is not what you usually play with, maybe discovering new play styles, but through a curated list of talents. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is we have done a pass in terms of session length in Descent to try to make them shorter. So that means the time it takes to reach the Nemesis is going to be shorter overall. The time it takes to reach rewards in general in Descent is also going to be shorter. So we wanted to bring down the playtime a bit in Descent to not be that big of a time commitment when you go into Descent thinking, okay, I'm going to have to spend the next 2 hours here. So it should be faster now.
And yeah, thank you so much for reciting all those changes. And now it's time for your favorite part. That's the Q&A session. And thank you so much, Polina, for providing us with collecting all the questions from the chat. I'm a little bit surprised to say that there are not a lot of them, but probably because I really hope that it's almost because we answered the majority of the questions, introducing the changes and the fixes that are coming with Project Resolve. But there is going to be...
Everybody is just too busy commenting on your beautiful hairdo.
Yeah, it's nice. And you have a matching one because it's holiday season. By the way, if you do not know, there is a holiday event, Winter Project, right now available in the game. There is still time up until the January 9th. And there are a lot of new items you can grab through this project, apart from the items that we brought from previous years, including the Yulmust mask, because people were asking about it last year. So it is available in the game right now. The nice backpack, the new sweater, some new emotes, right, with the bell. So yeah, there is still time. But enough about Christmas. Let's talk about questions that you guys have, and let's start with the PvP. Will the issue with the cheaters be addressed in Project Resolve?
Yeah, we're going to implement the line of code that says cheaters equal no. Cheaters is, cheating in general in the game is something that we always look at. And I know some people won't believe me, but we are always implementing improvements to our cheat detection, and we are banning cheaters on a daily basis. We're just not bragging about it because that's not the way we do. But that doesn't mean it's perfect. Yes, we know cheating is a thing. We are working on improvements, some for Project Resolve, some for later in terms of detection, in terms of how do we prevent cheating or how do we detect cheating when it's happening. We are also investigating on Cronus Max and see what we can do about it. No promise, but this is something we're looking at, and we're fully aware that we can do all the improvements in the world in PvP. If cheating and abusing the game is still a thing, then PvP is never going to be a good experience. So yes, we are committed to making those improvements and to trying to always make the situation better when it comes to cheating. But at least I don't want people to think that we're not doing anything, because that's not true.
And also, a lot of this work is done thanks to your reports. Whenever you encounter cheaters, and if you can grab a video where it's visible and easy to understand that this person is cheating, and you're submitting those to Ubisoft support. I mean, a lot of people tag us on social media. Unfortunately, that is not how we deal with cheaters. We have a specific team dedicated to identifying the cheating practices and sanctioning players. So please keep reporting them to Ubisoft support, and that is also another way to make the environment more enjoyable for everyone. And
if you're cheating in a game, just don't be a dick. Go play something else.
Beep. It was supposed to be. No, but that's correct. Two other questions. Is the invaded Dark Zone going to be more rewarding?
Yes. That's also something we're looking at, making invaded Dark Zone specifically more rewarding. So more details on that, but yes, that's part of the package.
Will the expertise be removed from Dark Zone? I don't think we discussed it.
No, we mentioned it. No, the change to expertise and shade levels is only planned for conflict. Please, let's have that conversation. So far, we want to keep it in a Dark Zone because the idea is conflict is where the PvP balancing is happening. This is where we are implementing normalization to make sure that everybody has a chance, no matter if you've played the game for 2,000 hours or for 50 hours. We want people to have a chance to compete in conflict. The Dark Zone, on the other hand, this is the PvPvE experience where we think it's okay if you spent a lot of time in the game and you are by definition more powerful than another one, you deserve to, have that power be represented in the Dark Zone. So far we don't plan to implement the change to taking away expertise and shade levels from the Dark Zone, but please do give us feedback.
And regarding stability, there is a question about the game crashes and will they be addressed? And I do not have all the technical details here with me, but I know for a fact that a lot of things that were implemented in the game were actually aimed at making the experience more stable and reducing the crashes.
That's what this live stream is about. It's Project Resolve and Project Resolve. I mean, it's not going to fix all the crashes. We're never going to fix all the crashes because it's a huge game and there's a million reasons why the game can crash. But there's been a lot of improvements and a lot of fixes in Project Resolve that hopefully for most of you are going to make the experience more stable.
Will new skills be introduced? It's not the plan that we have right now.
It's not the plan right now. Right now we're focusing really on on gear, on items, on weapons, and also looking at everything we have in the game already and improving that and making sure everything belongs into the gear game and everything is relevant and you have as many options as you want. And then, in the future, if we want to explore new skills, maybe. But right now, this is not a priority for us. There's a lot of skills already, so let's make sure they're all equally as fun and as rewarding and as powerful before we start adding new ones.
Also, a question about new incursion or a new raid.
Well, I mean, we're not here to talk about future plans. So do give us feedback. Tell us what you want in the future in the game, and we'll see.
A question about the specialization, and is there anything about the specialization on this update?
Not specifically. No, there's no specific change. I know that a long time ago we announced the specializations revamp, and we put that on ice because what we had was just it's one of those things that you put design on paper, you put ideas on paper, and you're like, yeah, that sounds great, and then you implement it. And then it just doesn't work. And the initial proposition we had was one of those. Like we worked on it, we implemented the first version, and it just absolutely didn't achieve what we wanted it to achieve. So we've put it on ice. One day, hopefully, we will get back to specializations and revisit them. But this is not the plan right now. So no specific changes to specializations in this update.
Will there be a next-gen update?
A next-gen update, not at the moment, also not the plan.
And the last question that I wanted to keep for the very end, since, as I mentioned, there are not a lot of questions. What is the release date of the Project Resolve? So the release date right now is planned for February. That's not the date. It's just a month, and I guess we will be able to give you the final date quite soon. But before that, we need to go through 2 PTS phases first, and also depending on the amount of feedback, that would give us the release date. But right now, it's planned to be released together with the Season 3 Vanguard, and the targeted month is February. So I hope that answers your question. And yeah, once again, the roadmap is going to be published on our social media, website, same for the VOD of this Twitch stream. So if you have any other questions, just let us know on socials. We will be happy to address them.
There's one question actually I see here, but
which one?
But I can answer. Will we be able to dismantle items directly into expertise? Actually, the tinkering menu that we talked about will include the expertise menu as well. So what that means is that from the world, you will be able to open the expertise and you will be able to dismantle into expertise directly without having to go back to the base of operations. So yes, you cannot do that directly from an item, but you will be able to open your expertise screen from anywhere in the world.
See, this whole relationship is based on complete distrust in each other's abilities. Like, I do not trust Yannick to have his cards in correct order, and he doesn't trust me to look through all the questions.
Reading over your shoulders to be like, yeah, Daria, you missed one.
But thank you for mentioning it. And yeah, that's it. We do not have any other questions, at least not what was collected from the chat. But I think we talked pretty much about everything, and the rest of your questions, if there are anything, we will be happy to answer those after the PTS.
Yeah. And again, this is the high level, right? There's a lot of details that we may have missed that have not been listed here. Some of them will not be on the PTS just yet. There are changes that are still coming in, but maybe not on this phase, on later phases. Some of the stuff we talked about might not be on this PTS, but it will come later. So this is an organic process. And again, there is more to Project Resolve than just what we listed here. But these were the main changes we wanted to highlight.
Yeah, just a glimpse at what's coming, and more information is going to be available soon. Do not forget about the PTS preload on 14th, and then the PTS is available from 15th to 18th of December. That's the first phase. The second one is going to be in January, and of course we're going to update you about all the dates and timing when it's closer to the date. And before we go, we actually want to thank you for sticking with us through a very special report where we didn't show anything no new gear, no new features apart from what we discussed regarding Project Resolve. Thank you so much for being here, for having trust in the team, and we're going to continue relying on your feedback in the future, and we're going to be waiting for you on the PTS. Thank you so much.
Give us feedback.
Hello agents. Today, we're happy to announce Project Resolve, a comprehensive seasonal update focused on health and quality of life for The Division 2.
Thanks to your feedback, our goal with Project Resolve is to enhance the overall player experience and establish a solid foundation for future content by making significant improvements to the game's health and stability. The recent shift in season length has allowed us to focus on building this broad and impactful update while maintaining the game quality as you continue to enjoy our content.
We will start with a public test this week, followed by another test in January, culminating in the full release in February to all Division 2 players. Project Resolve is divided into 3 key areas: stability, health, and gameplay improvements. From thousands of bug fixes to PvP improvements, we're digging into everything.
Just to give you a glimpse at the few main areas of improvements Division agents can expect. Enhanced stability with a focus of in-game performance and reducing crashing on all platforms. Improvements to PvP combat with a status effects rework. Conflict rewards buffs addressing glitches and more to make the experience more enjoyable for everyone.
Major balancing overhaul to give you more choices for powerful weapons in PvE. Expertise and optimization cost reduction to make upgrades more accessible. Changes to projects and global events to make them more fun and worthwhile.
Quality of life improvements, including scaling open world loot crates with world difficulty and the ability to recalibrate directly from the inventory.
And we have more you can find out about in our article linked in the description.
Initiating Project Resolved meant our team needed to build a solid foundation which has affected some of our previously announced plans. Following the current season, Year 5, Season 3, Vanguard, will release in February 2024, which will include the health updates from Project Resolve in full, as well as normal seasonal content you expect, like a new manhunt, season pass, and apparel event. This does mean we have made the tough decision to move the DLC release to 2025.
As always, your input is invaluable to us, and we will continue to incorporate it into our decision-making processes as we continue the journey of improving the game as part of Project Resolve and beyond.
To provide you with more insight into the next few months, we'll release detailed patch notes and provide frequent updates on the PTS content and results.
Starting December 15th, PC players will have the opportunity to test out this initial set of changes and fixes alongside Season 3 gear.
We can't wait for you to dive in and explore the new features and improvements. You can get ready by preloading the public test server on December 14th, so it'll be all set to jump right into the action.
Well, that was interesting. That was unexpected. Completely. I've seen all your comments as we're going as well. I'm going to try and be quick because I've got to do a quick video recap of this. I've got food to have and we've got an Avatar stream starting in like 3 hours time. So I'm going to be a bit pushed. I wrote notes as we went. First, I do need to say, there's a lot of just to like the negative comments in chat. Like, I get this was kind of anticlimactic. We didn't get information about any content or stuff like that going forward. But there's been a lot of complaints about stability of the game and the bugs for a long time, and we can't expect them to fix them without taking the time to fix them. And it sounds like they've been spending a lot of time fixing stuff. 2,000 bug fixes, they said. Up to 2,000 bug fixes are going live in this health update. I guess I was kind of most excited about all the talk about PvP. Like, you'll know if you watch me. PvP on the Division 1 is where it was at for me. And coming to the Division 2, it's been dreadful. The PvP changes are sounding like I want to get into PvP on the game of this PvP balancing. So they discussed status effects. The damage over time and the crowd control variance of that's going to be like sectioned off into the 2, and there's going to be diminishing returns on that. They're giving you more counters now, which is so important. So when you're burned, you'll be able to reduce the effect of a barrel roll. If you are stood still on a bleed, you'll reduce the effect of a bleed. Repair skills are going to give you 50% immunity right away to any status effect or status effect. So like, healing becomes so much more important now in PvP. The diminishing returns does only apply to PvP only. And what we got? So I can't even understand my own writing here. I'm going to move on to the next one. Armor kits are going to have an instant 25% armor just for the press of the button. It was unsure if it was a press or double press, but rather than just standing there to equip the whole armor kit now, you are going to have that like instant heal to maybe get out of a situation. These are all real good sounding changes for PvP, in my opinion. The shield glitch has been fixed. There's no more shooting around corners while you're hidden. Conflict is having some huge adjustments as well. They're making it balanced to all players. Shade and expertise is being removed. There was talk about that being in DZ as well. It's going to not be removed from DZ. It's only conflict. It's going to be more about you and the items that you have on you, and the loot and rewards are going to be buffed to match that as of time spent outside a conflict. So you're gonna, you're not gonna feel like you're wasting time playing conflict. They're gonna test turrets being put on spawn points, so try and stop spawn camping, I guess. They're just gonna be testing that, and you only get one loadout switch per spawn. In terms of DZ changes, when you're outside of the invaded DZ, so in a non-invaded DZ, you're gonna have to hold rogue for 5 seconds to go rogue, which is a lot longer than it is now. You'll have no loadout change once you go rogue in non-invaded, and expertise is still gonna count in DZ. They did emphasize on that. In terms of expertise, it's gonna be less of a grind and more accessible to players. I did see comments in chat about all the work you've done so far to get where you're at, but you gotta. I appreciate people put a lot of work into it, but you got to look at it from their point and the stats they're looking at. It is a huge grind. Think about the dad or the mum that has the kids they got to look after. They have very limited time. The system as it stands is practically impossible for them. So, like, in terms of DZ, it's never ever going to be balanced for you. You're always going to be at a disadvantage. So these changes, they are looking at making it a little bit more accessible, which I'm all for. I really am, especially at this point in the game. Like, yeah, you've done that work, you've had your fun with it. The game does need changes. I was expecting this sort of update to be with the DLC, if I'm being honest with you. I've been talking a while about huge changes potentially coming to the DLC, and it's like they're bringing a lot of changes in before that. They're doing a lot of balancing, and this is why I mention that. They're balancing weapons, talents, and gear. Adjustments is being made to bring items that are less powerful to being more in line with the most powerful items. All exotic weapons now will be able to have the third attribute changed. They're aware everybody's just going to put damage to target out of cover on it, and there's a hint that that might be nerfed a little bit. I don't think they should nerf that, but I think it's just how it is. DT, damage to target out of cover is the meta talent, really. But yeah, they're doing that. That's a good change. Changes to brand and gear set bonuses to buff items, again bringing more brands and gear sets in line with other more powerful ones. Some changes will only apply to PvP only, and a lot of talent adjustments as well to rebalance. They're doing a whole patch notes on this, giving us all the information. They had it all there, but they weren't going through it. We might do a separate video in a few days covering everything that they're changing, so we can have a look at that and discuss it. Global events. All global events are being buffed to try and make them as fun as Golden Bullet. They're aware we love Golden Bullet and the other global events are lacking, so adjustments are being made to make them more fun. Projects. They want players to be more rewarded by projects, less demanding and more rewarding, hoping that projects will become part of your routine. They want people to log in on a day and the first port of call to go to, the projects. What's there to do? What rewards can we get? I believe exotic components were mentioned. Quality of life and new features. All loot crates in the world will scale to world setting. I think this should have been done a long time ago. There's a reason why they wouldn't do that in the past, but they are doing that now. I love this one. They're not doing anything to your gear mods, which I kind of wish they did the same, but they're not. But for skill mods, they're now going to be unique. So you only need to collect the mod once. You're not going to have to store them or any. Well, you have to store that one, I guess. But you won't then need to check it. Once you've got a skill mod, if you get another skill mod drop as loot and it's better than the one you got, it's just going to get updated. So the attribute will keep on getting updated until you maxed it out, and you just need one mod for all the skills that you want to use it for. I think that's a great adjustment. Shade Watch, the health bonus is now going to be capped at level 2000. Don't care too much for that, but with all the XP exploits recently, people having stupid watch levels, they've kind of been forced into that. So that counts, that's going to make it less worth doing that sort of exploit in the future. Not going to give you advantage for doing it. I like that change, I guess. But it doesn't make too much of a difference unless you really had a huge amount. I like the sounds of this. New tinkering menu to optimize and recalibrate on the go. This will include being able to donate expertise. So this can be done anywhere. It doesn't have to be at a recalibration station. You can be in the middle of a mission. You can collect a piece of loot. You'll have a tinkering menu you can bring up where you can recalibrate. You can optimize on the go, on the fly. I think that's great. You will only be able to optimize gear to the level you have saved in your library. I saw a few negative comments about this on Twitch. When they mentioned that, you thought it sounded stupid. I don't know. I guess they are half in the optimization cost. But yeah, unless you've got the max roll in your library, you are not going to be able to optimize something to the maximum. And then I'm going the wrong way here. You don't want to talk about avatar guides. Expertise will become less of a grind. I've already said that. Next page. There we go. Game modes. Some XP floor 100 XP issue fixed. Didn't even know there was one. And Descent is going to have rotating talents. They've got so many talents in Descent. It's so hard to get the build you want to do. So they're going to have rotating talents to make Descent a little bit more fun to play. There's quite a lot they got in there, to be honest with you. The 2,000 bug fixes sounds like they've put a lot of work in behind the scenes to fix things. They can't guarantee you'll have no crashes in the future. That's impossible to guarantee. But the game, they believe, is going to become a lot more stable. And it seems as though they're getting prepared for that future content. Someone asked them, will there be new raids, new incursions in the future? He smirked at that. And he said, keep feeding back what you want. They know what we want. They 100% know what we want. And it feels to me like they're finally putting the time in just to get the game fixed before they release more content, which a lot of people have asked for. The comment I see all the time is, why are you releasing content when the game's not fixed? So we have had a delay on stuff. I think the DLC was due out. It was going to be Season 4. Season 3 was going to start in January. Seasons are about 3 months to 4 months to 5 months with delays. So like the DLC was due anywhere between March and mid next year. That's now put back to 2025, the release of GTA 6. What a year to release a DLC. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait for that DLC now. But a lot of the changes I'd have expected in that are being brought forward. If I'm being honest with you, I was expecting an overall of the game like this, and I was expecting it in the DLC. So it feels like they're just bringing a lot of fixes and a lot of changes in before that, and they discuss no new content, so we have no idea what that DLC is or anything like that, or anything that's coming. No, shade level is not going to be capped at 2,000, just a health bonus. So you get a health bonus from your shade level, Rowdy. That health bonus is capped at 2,000. You won't continue getting a health bonus after that, but you can still up your shade level. I'm surprised. It started off quite anticlimactic. There's another delay. But they've been working on a lot behind the scenes by the sounds of it. After GTA 6 is released, other video games will cease to exist. It's definitely going to be some release. I can't wait for it. I do think there'll be more before the DLC. I'd hope so, because the DLC's 20... That's like a... Yeah. They discussed no new content today, so that roadmap was purely focused on what we currently have, fixes, and the stuff we know. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some more content before that, of course. I agree. I do. I think the PvP changes are the biggest take from me from all of that, though, as well as the bug fixes. Because I do need a secretary. Stacy was going to stay by and watch it with me. But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to getting on the PTS. The PTS is this week, the 15th, right? It's a Friday. We're definitely going to have Avatar finished off by then. We might finish it tonight, if not tomorrow. We're going to get straight back onto the Division from the 14th. 15th, we're going to do a PTS stream. I might try and go... Oh, I won't be able to go earlier, but we will do a PTS stream on Friday. I'm busy this weekend, but we'll get straight back into it on Monday. I forgot how long they said it was on. Hopefully it's not just a weekend. One awful weekend to drop it. We're so busy that we're going to a Christmas market Saturday. Might be able to find sometime Sunday. Oh, that PTS. I want to see some of these changes in action, so we will cover that. We'll have a look at that. There's stages, though. There'll be another PTS after that. They'll be looking for feedback. And I think February is when all this should be going live. And yes, it's only PC. It's too expensive for them to do it on console as well, unfortunately. Originally, it was due December 23, wasn't it? This year. I know it's put back to 24, it's put back against 25. That is true. Oh yes, I'm all over GTA 6. I was a huge fan of GTA. I've been a huge fan of GTA since GTA 1. Yeah. Very first one. I know. New manhunts. Woohoo. This ain't bad news for me. I've got some plans with the channel, stuff I want to get back to doing, and this gives us time to really, like, 2024 for me is about consistency. So not having a DLC to worry about at the start of the year is actually good news, as mad as it sounds. It enables me to really crack on with my goals for the year, get that consistency ironed out, and really get to work on what we want this channel to be going forward. So it's good news for me. And hopefully we're forgetting the other stuff that's coming out for the Division. Hopefully next year we got the mobile game, we got Heartland. Surely this is going to be... They maybe took this into account with the DLC of the Division. Maybe they want to like spread it out. They might know the dates they're releasing stuff now and they're kind of like spreading it out a little bit. Who knows? Nothing planned for Sunday. There we go. That seems to me like confirmation. Stacey's happy for me to maybe do a little bit of work on Sunday with the PTS. I'll check the dates though again. If it goes into next week, I've got a funny feeling it said 15th to the 18th, but I think it's just a weekend. I could have been wrong. Yeah. They're nerfing the St. Elmo's in PvP. They did mention that instead of having a whole mag of shock ammo, it would be 50 rounds of shock ammo. Again, they're going to release patch notes detailing everything. We'll cover it in a video on the YouTube channel. All these buffs seems to be a first step to bring the legendary to the open world. I agree. I think there's going to be so much after this that we're going to have to look forward to. Like, why would you do all this work? Like, they're prepping for something, aren't they? They're doing a lot of work on this game for the greater good. And they've definitely got plans. Like, this isn't it. You know, we know a DLC's coming, but this isn't it. Like, if anything, the Division 3, I put down as a 2026 release. I think that's going to be put back now. Or will that DLC lead into the Division 3? And could it still be like a 2026 release? I doubt it. I think Division 3, you're looking at 27, 28 now, probably at the earliest, with Division 2 going on for a lot longer. Like, why would you be making all these changes if the Division 3 was going to be sooner than later? So I'm expecting the Division 3 to be much later now. But a lot more of the Division 2 to come. I love the smirk that he gave when we asked about raids and incursions. I think you can pretty much guarantee there's going to be more incursions. Not so sure about raids. Hey, we've got more time to play more games though, Rick, haven't we? The Division's not the only game on the planet. There's lots of good stuff coming out. And I'm just grateful this game and franchise is still going and the Division 2's not just dead, you know? Everyone always says this is a dead game. They're putting a lot of work in for a dead game if that's the case. So many new players to the game as well. I think this is something they've taken note of. They're making this much more accessible for new players. It's something you need to get right on a game like this at this length if you're going to continue it. You're probably going to get new players. You got a mobile game coming out. You got Heartland coming out. You're going to have more exposure on this game, which is going to mean more players again. So having a more accessible game to those players must be something that's at the forefront of their minds. I don't think I've ever been excited for patch notes as I am now. I agree. This update today is bigger than a content update for me. Like, I don't moan about games. I try not to do that sort of content, but this has needed this for some time. This has been a long time coming. I was very surprised that they've actually announced all this today. This has been such a long time coming. They really need to do this sort of work on the game, especially if the lifespan of it's being extended. A Division television series, imagine. I'd love them to get back onto the film. And you got plenty of time to play Lego Fortnite. There we go. Every cloud. They could have just said Div 3 is coming. Div 2's over. Very true. Fluffy pants. They've got some patch notes on the Ubi site now. Okay. Yeah, there's new players all the time on the Division 2. It's quite impressive how many new players join the Division 2 still. It really is. It's how cheap the game is as well at the minute. And they've given it away for next to free at times. So needed, Rick. So needed. I know the EB add-on is going to have a 50 RPM buff. And damage target out of cover being able to be put on that. I can't wait to test this out. That's the first thing I'm going to do. EB, damage target out of cover. Right. I'm ending it because I gotta move. I gotta make a quick recap video. Get ready for the Avatar stream later. I'll see those that jump in for that at 8 PM tonight. I want to say we're going to finish Avatar tonight, but we've only got till midnight, so we probably won't. We'll get very close to finishing Avatar tonight, and we'll get it done tomorrow. And I got to go in my truck. Stacey's in chat. She's thinking, it's tea time. I need food, and she knows I've got a video to do first. Cheers, Eni. But yeah, I'll catch you in the stream for Avatar tonight. Tomorrow, if not, we'll see you in Thursday's stream, which should be the Division. Guaranteed PTS stream on Friday, though. We'll catch you there. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you're excited as I am. I think those were some great changes announced today, and I'm glad they're putting the effort into making the game much more healthy, and some of those quality of life improvements sound absolutely awesome. I'm excited. There's going to be so much more to test and do now with all the buffs or all the gear. I could keep on going on. We're ending it. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Till later or the next stream. I'll see you then. Peace.
Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes. And you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it. The way you like it, oh, yeah, you like it. The way you like it now, yeah, you like it. The way you like it, oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.